in. I apologize for coming late. Woo, it's a lot been going on. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this live or start this live, but I'm gonna just see how it goes. So you know how the game goes, you know how the rule goes. Let's go. First, we're gonna go to the fair use copyright disclaimer. Fair use copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, nonprofit, educational, or personal. Use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now, as you can see, the first topic, I'm going to see how it goes though. If I'm going to just see how the room goes, because I'm late, I'm past my time frame that I normally come in. But today, hopefully, if not today, later on, today or tomorrow, we'll just see how it goes. The topics we'll be discussing are Diddy, Young Thug, Kamala Harris, of course, because yesterday, Kamala Harris, she was a woman of her word. She did provide a concession speech. Yes, she did provide a speech yesterday at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Also, we're going to talk about motivational therapy. This is my form of motivational therapy. Just a part I was thinking about putting it into the platform, because you never know what somebody's going through and what they're going through. What circumstances they're going through with what they're going through, and they just need somebody to just say I'm going through things as well, and that you are, in the words of, you are not alone. Also, we're going to talk about the Sean Diddy Combs gag orders that was requested. Yes, Diddy gag orders that was requested on the weekend of his birthday. Yes, Diddy had a birthday. Yes, for anybody who doesn't know, he is a Scorpio. He had a birthday this weekend. Okay, and hello guys, this is Politic Graham. Also, we're going to discuss the election day numbers officially from my research, what I looked up. Okay, I'm just going to show that. I'm going to start off with that first. Hello, Northern. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Now, I'm going to leave it to you, Northern, okay? Because I was supposed to talk about Diddy, and I've been talking about this politics. I've been talking about this politics for days, and I never seem to get to be able to bring it back to Diddy, okay? But hopefully, depending on how this live goes, I was going to talk about Diddy as well as Young Thug update. Hello Jacob, thank you for coming in. Like I said, I'm gonna see how this goes. I'm going to see how this goes. Because yesterday I've been talking about politics, and I'm gonna leave it to you guys. Yes, blessings, Jacob. Thank you for coming in, and hello you guys. Thanks for coming in. Please hit that like button. We are going to be talking about politics, Diddy, as well as Young Thug. But I want to first discuss the actual speech that Kamala Harris gave. This is what you're looking at. This is the actual updated map of the results of the election that was, president. We have a president, a new president. Okay, he's not officially all the way in yet because Joe Biden has to finish his session. But yes, Donald Trump won, and according to the numbers, as you can see, Kamala Harris, you says yes, the map. Wow, look at the state of many Americans. Yes, Rock says no more EBT and SSI for you. Trump is canceling those programs. Get a job, they say. Oh, hello, Rocks. Welcome so much. And I'm going to actually pin what Jacob says. Please double tap. Ladies and gentlemen, please double tap. Yes, we're talking about, the numbers. I want to talk about Kamala Harris. Yes, the numbers, you see it. Her number for electoral votes as of this today, okay? Her number is 223 electoral, as well as we're going to stroll and look at the numbers for Donald Trump. His number has risen. It is 294 electoral votes. And as you can see, if you guys were here yesterday live, hello, Eyes of Art. Thank you guys for coming in. I apologize for coming in late. I'm just gonna see how the wave moves, okay? Because normally I've been talking about politics all this week. Yes, it's been very, very wide. Hello, Liz. Thank you for coming in. And yes, you guys, we are talking about this. I don't know if you guys saw the speech that Kamala Harris gave yesterday. Yes, she gave a speech. Yes, she gave a speech. And thank you, Liz, for coming in. Hello, Todd. Todd says the race is over and he won. Todd, you know what? I hope so. You know what? I hope so, Todd. Thank you for coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Because the speech that Kamala Harris gave, it seemed she wanted to move forward, but it seemed as if she was trying to, I don't know, insinuate, we have to fight. We have to fight for our rights. And, she basically was stating, go off of our actions. And hello, boomers. Hello, Mr. Newman. Thank you guys for coming in. Please hit that like button. We are talking about politics. I was also going to talk about the Diddy case. Yes, because I have been slacking. And like I stated, with the numbers, as you can see, if you was here yesterday, last live, I talked about the numbers were 277. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's being confirmed. Well, confirmed for now. Okay. We don't want to have any problems, like what Boomer says. I knew he would win. Hello, Boomers. Zane says, traitor to the nation. Who's the traitor, Zane? Say it with your chest. Welcome, you guys. Saeed says, y'all talking about Diddy or what? Yes, we're going to talk about Diddy. Yes, we are going to talk about Diddy. I wanted to talk about the politics. It's up to you guys in the room. I have a lot of people coming in. I apologize because I wanted to talk about the concession speech that Kamala Harris gave. Because as you can see, the numbers are just astoundingly a wide gap. And Saeed, I'm going to talk about Diddy later on. Okay. Oh, thank you. Say no worries. Okay. I appreciate that. It's just so much going on here in America. There's a lot of politics going on. And Saeed says, do what you want. I appreciate that so much, Saeed. I appreciate that. Mr. Newman says, hear about the person that was caught near the Capitol building with fuel. What? Mr. Newman, are you serious? Mr. Newman. Now, I will say this. The state that I live in, there is a lot of flack, okay? We can say that because votes had not been counted, okay? Here in Georgia, after what you're looking at, Donald Trump has 294 electoral votes, as well as Kamala Harris. She has 223 electoral votes. What you're looking at, this is 91% of the votes, okay? This is what the current poll says as of today, and it is 7:28 a.m. Eastern time here in America. And Mr. Newman says, yeah, it wasn't covered in the news. I wonder why. Mr. Newman, I thank you so much. I'm going to take note on that because you know what? Even for me, I had not seen it. And I'm like, I'm going to do my research on that, Mr. Newman. I thank you so much. And because of that, because of what you just stated, Mr. Newman, I'm going to give you a blue jacket because I did not know of that. Ladies and gentlemen, did you just read what Mr. Newman said? I'm going to pin it, Mr. Newman. I got to pin what you said. I can't pin that. I'll just say it because I'm not trying to get flagged. But yes, Mr. Newman said, and I quote in the chat, he said there was a person that was caught near the Capitol building. Okay, I wonder if did anybody else hear what Mr. Newman said? Thank you so much, Mr. Newman. And hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. Pan, thank you so much. Mando says landslide win. You're absolutely right. I'm just trying to understand. You're welcome, Mr. Newman. I'm trying to understand what is really going on, because here in the state of Georgia that I live in, I don't know if you guys are new or just coming in, but I actually discussed this, that here in Georgia, we had a dilemma, okay? We had a dilemma a week ago before the election had even started. There was a lawsuit that had been filed. Why? Because voters here in Georgia did not receive their absentee ballots ahead of time, okay? And that was Friday. How did that come in? How did that affect, okay, the state of Georgia? I'm going to show you just how it affected it, okay? It affected it in the sense that some votes will not be counted. And yes, you heard that correct. Some votes will not be counted here in the state of Georgia. Why? Because of a lawsuit that was filed, okay, Friday. Do you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for coming in. Because of a Dancy, I'm so sorry. I'm so passionate of what has been going on in this politics, especially after listening to Kamala Harris's speech yesterday. I get so passionate, and for anybody that's just coming in, that's very new to this is just how my voice is. I'm very passionate. It is very, like, if you live in the United States, if you live in America, and you actually were one of the participants that voted, you will understand what I'm talking about. And I'm going to actually show it. Give me one moment, you guys. I'm going to actually show what has been going on in regards to this here in the state of Georgia. And what you're seeing, this is all of my work that I actually did my research. I actually took out the time. I actually typed. I actually did my research, okay? So I don't want anybody to make it seem like I'm stealing and doing all of this. This is actually my work, my information that I actually looked up. And what you're looking at is here that happened last Friday. There was a lawsuit, okay? There was a quote-unquote lawsuit here in Georgia because of absentee ballots. And as you can read, I'm going to stroll up for you guys. As you can read, it states, and I quote, more than 3,400 absentee ballots were late in the mail. Okay, so because they were late in the mail, they put everybody in a position that lived in the county of Cobb County, and that is one of the largest counties in the state of Georgia, the third largest county in the state of Georgia. JD says rigged. And see, this is what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm only inciting this because 91% of the votes have been reported, okay, as of today, November the 7th of 2024. And hello, Narendra. Shout out to India. And Shai says, you guys stop hating. She's trying her best to tell the information. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is a place of love. This is a place where we welcome all. Okay, and I welcome all people from all parties, okay, all races and all genders. Why? And that's one of the things that we need to actually, stand on. And I say that because even with Donald Trump, he was very relaxed. He wasn't so heavy on it after he won, okay? He was very relaxed when it came down to, not being so. If you guys know how aggressive his speeches can be, it was a little bit different this time. And even with Kamala Harris, if anybody remembers her speech yesterday, yes, she gave a speech. But we also have to take into note that because votes still have not been counted, okay? We still have votes not being counted, okay? We have to make sure everything is being handled accordingly. And based off of what Mr. Newman just stated it here in the live, and I appreciate it so much. He stated that somebody was near the Capitol, okay, Capitol Hill yesterday. Okay, these are things that is going on, and we have to unite. We have to come together, okay? And if you're just coming in, I'm not sure if you're, yes, Dina, yes, Dina, or Dinah, I apologize. They are still counting these votes. Yes. And hello, Dwayne, thank you for coming in. I appreciate, I love you too. Now I'm going to show the numbers. I'm going to actually show you the numbers as of today. 91% of the votes, okay, have been counted. 91%. Okay, and this is what it's looking like. Okay, as of today, according to ABC News, it is 223 electoral votes for Harris and 294 electoral votes for Donald Trump. And if anybody knows, when it comes down to this, and I'm going to actually go on my page just to let you guys understand the levels this is at this point. If you can see, it is 223 votes, electoral votes, and 294 votes for Donald Trump. Now, what does this mean? How is this making an impact? Dwayne, yes, I do understand. When you said, Dwayne says, you do understand electoral votes, right? Yes, I do, Dwayne. Thank you. And if you would like to explain it to people in the chat, you are more than welcome to explain that to me and everybody else in the chat. I implore you to do that. This is a room that welcomes everybody, and we educate ourselves. So, Dwayne, if you would like to educate us all, I implore you to do that. But I also want people to understand, as you can see right here, it only takes 270 electoral votes to win, okay? And just like I stated, okay, there is 294 votes, okay, in regards to Donald Trump. As of today, 91% reporting. And also in regards to Kamala Harris, she has 223 votes. Okay. Hello, John. Thank you for coming in. Hello, OG Brand. Thank you for coming in. And thank you guys for coming in. Today, I was going to talk about, and I'm still going to talk about it. I'm standing on. I'm not going to actually, forget you guys. You are my true subscribers, the ones that have subscribed to this channel. I'm going to actually talk about Diddy, Young Thug, Kamala Harris, what we're talking about right now, Kamala Harris politics, as well as Donald Trump, motivational therapy, Diddy, yes, Sean Combs, his gag orders on the weekend of his birthday. He did put out gag orders or requests. His attorneys put out a request. Okay, and also, like I'm doing right now, I'm showing you guys the election day numbers. Hello, Aiden. Aiden says Kamala is done with it. Is she? Now, I want to talk about this in regards to Kamala Harris's speech. Kamala Harris's speech. She did give a speech. Okay, did anybody see the speech that she gave? Okay, that she gave yesterday. Okay, in regards to her speech, and I want to say she was very distraught at her loss on Tuesday. Okay, she had a bittersweet loss. I would say that. Hello, Mono. Mono says I supported Trump. You know what? It's all love. It's no old pro Kamala, pro Trump. My thing is, I appreciate you guys for being in this chat, stating your piece, and actually, last but not least, to shout out to everybody that actually voted, okay, and actually had their piece, stated their piece, because we also have to take into note when it comes down to at the end of the day, Um, yes, Brand, this is a sad case. Yes, it's a sad case because people are not in that safe space. As far as, in the words, I'm gonna be very fair. In the words of Kamala Harris, as well as Senator Scott McConnell. Okay, we have to move forward. And even with Donald Trump, he did a speech. Okay, when he did his speech, he was very, very calm. Okay, he was very calm and very shocked at the same time that he had won. He couldn't believe it because of all what he is going through and what he and his family are going through. And as far as Kamala Harris herself, I have to. And OG Brand, I'm going to read what you said. You says, politic, we need a little bit of money. Low the food and prices. I completely agree. Where are we going with this? You know, like what are we going to do moving forward with this? Okay? And I'm going to play some clips of, I'm going to discuss what Kamala Harris stated in her speech, okay? Just a few little things, because I know some people in the chat, you know, people they have their opinions on Kamala, and it's nothing against you guys. You know, this is a place that welcomes all. Okay? This is a place that welcomes all. So give me one moment. I'm going to play a clip. Now, I will say this. In her speech, she discussed a lot of things. She discussed how, she started out as a prosecutor. Okay? She discussed that, and she discussed how she witnessed people suffer, okay, with unfairness and harm. And yet she continues. And says that these people and themselves still had strength, okay, to move forward, okay? Now, and one person said it best. Semper said she made people suffer. Now, that is in the air, okay? People said she made people suffer. And then Mary, hello Mary. Mary said she started off as a hawk giver. Welcome you guys. This is Politic Graham. We're having a conversation. We're having a conversation about the politics portion. And I will say this, give me one moment. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Give me one moment, please. Give me one moment. Give me one moment, you guys. I'm going to actually play a clip. Some clips of this speech that she gave yesterday. And I want you guys to understand, when it comes down to this politics, at the end of the day, based off of the electoral votes, okay, Donald Trump did win, okay, and it is 91% reported, okay, as of today. 91% of people have reported these votes as far as the voters go. And according to that, Donald Trump, yes, I'm going to show him Donald Trump. He was at, and still is at, 294 electoral votes, okay? 294 electoral votes. Yes, technical difficulties, Richard. Technical difficulties. And welcome, Richard. Thank you for coming in, Richard Phillips. Hello, Louise. Thank you for coming in. Who was that man? Louise says, who was that man standing there when you... No, there was nobody standing. You guys are a trip. There is nobody but me here saying who was that man. Michael says, deport Kamala. Whoa. Hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. And as you can see, yes, Donald Trump officially won. However, the reports are still going in. Okay, they're still coming through. I just want you guys to know that the votes are still going through. And just like I stated, some areas their votes have not been counted because of issues. And the state that I live in, we had issues, which was Georgia, of all places, right? So yes, here in the state of Georgia that I live in, We still have votes that are not being counted, specifically in a place in Cobb County, okay? Absentee ballots due to a lawsuit that was filed on Friday. Why the lawsuit was filed on Friday? It was filed on Friday, just like I had stated to you guys earlier. It was filed on Friday because 3,400 absentee ballots were late, running late in mailing them to the actual people. Okay, so because of that, there was a lawsuit filed on Friday, last Friday, and because of the results of this lawsuit that was filed last Friday, that's when the courts came in and judge ordered, okay? Ordered Friday. If you can read it. Yes, read it right, you guys. Read it and weep. The judge ruled Friday that Cobb County voters receiving their mail absentee ballots late can return them by November the 8th, 3 days after the election day. Okay, today is the 7th, meaning we still, like I stated, we still have votes needing to be counted. And this is according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And it ordered this judgment. It ordered officials to keep these absentee ballots separate and sealed, okay, and received after election day deadline, okay. Now, the issue with that particular order, the Georgia Supreme Court, yes, it got even more bigger. The Georgia Supreme Court came in right behind the lower courts and ruled in the means of Cobb County residents, they must still vote in person. This is what they said. They wanted them to still vote in person on election day, or bring their absentee ballots to the county elections office by 7 p.m. Yes, what was it? Election day Tuesday. Okay, now, will these ballots be counted? It's still up in the air. Why is still up in the air? Because we had lawsuits, okay? That is why it is so much going on. And Yoda, what are you talking about? Hello, you guys. Yoda says, if she actually worked at McDonald's, maybe she would have won. Yoda, you are not... Yoda. Let me pin that. Yoda, I'm going to get you. And hello for coming in. Yoda said, if Kamala Harris actually worked at McDonald's, maybe she would have won. Oh, this is going to be a great morning. You guys are not right. Hello, Kevin. Kevin says, get over it. Move on. The Dems lost. The Democrats lost. Oh, my goodness. Hello, you guys. We're talking about this election. And the only reason I'm talking about it, I'm going to try to move forward. Okay? Because I want to talk about Diddy. But with Kamala Harris, she did give a speech yesterday. She did. Before I play clips of that speech and have my discussions in regards to her speech as of yesterday, I'm going to play a clip of just how distraught Kamala Harris was the night of election day, okay? She was so distraught, she actually sent her representative Cedric Richmond out to give a speech, okay? Because she was just that distraught. Okay, she was just that distraught, so much to the point she couldn't even come and do a speech the night of her losing. Okay, and that is why she ended up doing a speech. Yes, you heard right, ladies and gentlemen. She ended up doing a speech yesterday, okay, the day after the election. That's just how, emotional, and I can't be upset with her. I would be emotional. I'm an emotional person, okay? And it's okay to be emotional, but you have to learn how to move forward. You have to know how to move forward, okay? Richard says Kamala now wins. Now look, Richard Phillips, this is what Richard Phillips says in the chat, you guys. Hello, Kitty. Kitty says Trump. Chase, hello, Chase. Chase says no, they won't. Nana says, but who cares? And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. I'm going to play a clip of the night of the election because Kamala Harris was very distraught that she actually lost. This is what her actual representative, his response, because he had to step in and say something because this is just how upset she was. She couldn't even speak.
I want to say good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the promise of America. We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
And thank you guys, the person that you just listened to. And hello, Tracy. Thank you for coming in. And thank you for voting. I'm reading what you just said. You said, I barely got to vote, but I got it in time. Thank you, Tracy. Shout out to Tracy Talks. And I applaud anybody that actually voted, well, 2 days ago now. It feels like yesterday, considering how people are being very it feels just different. I'll just say it that way. I mean, if you guys watched Jimmy Kimmel was in tears almost. I mean, he was very upset. If you guys watched him yesterday or last night, he was in tears. Also, when it comes down to the person that you just heard, that was Cedric Richmond, senior advisor to the Democratic National Committee, as well as Kamala Harris's campaign co-chair. Okay, he addressed the campaign at the watch. He addressed the watch party 2 days ago because, like I stated, Kamala Harris was very distraught. She was very distraught. But like I stated, I am so glad for anybody that actually voted 2 days ago. I'm so proud of you guys for voting because, you are that voice. We are that voice. Okay, and hello, Don. Thank you for coming in. Now, no, this is not an old live. This is not an old live. No, this is not an old live. I'm reading. If it was an old live, I would not be reading the chat. Okay, hello. Thank you. Thank you. But yes, like I stated, with the speech that Kamala Harris gave, I want to make sure I'm on with my notes. I'm going to start just some clips due to YouTube guidelines. This is fair use. I repeat, this is quote unquote fair use. What I'm about to play, some clips of Kamala Harris's speech. Okay. The first part I'm going to play, she discusses how she wants it to be a peaceful transfer. She does not want it to go back to how it was back in 2020, okay? And how people responded in 2021 due to Joe Biden winning and not Donald Trump winning, okay? So she did discuss that. I'm going to play a little clip of that. And one thing I can say about this whole thing is Kamala Harris, she looks very tired. Even with Donald Trump, they both look so drained. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They look very, very tired. And even with Donald Trump, he stated in an interview, he will not have any of his children be part of the Trump administration moving forward, okay? Once he officially becomes president, he will not have his daughter go through that, his son-in-law, he won't put his children through that anymore. And I can respect that. That shows a bit of growth. I'll give him that much. Because like I mean, you guys can see it in the comments, in the chat, in this chat. You guys see what's going on in this chat. But like I said, I'm going to play some clips of Kamala Harris, her speech, and this is fair use, YouTube, for guideline purposes. And I'm going to actually read the fair use to cover myself. Fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's begin. And the first clip is, like I stated, she's requesting for peace. I'm going to play a clip. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy.
Now, Tracy says this is more important than Diddy rolling. Yes, it is, Tracy. I just wanted to actually, be a woman of my word, okay? And just like Kamala Harris was a woman of her word, she actually did the speech that she promised people that she was going to do an actual speech, as well as being a woman of her word. She did promise that she would, make sure on her end that this would be a peaceful transition. So I gotta respect, my subscribers, so because I've been doing this politics for a while, and I've been holding back on Diddy. I've been holding back on Diddy. Now the next clip I'm going to play is where she discussed how Americans, they need to pursue their dreams. Okay. And as far as we as Americans, we live in a country where we live in a country where we can pursue our dreams. Let me correct myself. She stated where we live in a place where we pursue our dreams, where we have ambitions and aspirations. And she stated how women should have the freedom to make decisions about their own body. Okay. That is one of the things that she discussed. Now, that could be, and let me make sure I go ahead and hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. I apologize. Now, I want to make sure people understand when it comes down to, yes, the person that you're looking at, yes, when it comes down to the dreams that she spoke about, the person that you're looking at is Jamal True Love. I feel that his dreams was taken away. His aspirations were taken away temporarily because when she was district attorney, she actually had this man sentenced 50 years, okay? And he actually ended up getting out, okay? Due to it was not handled accordingly. His lawyers had to step in and reverse the sentence, reverse this conviction that he had. Yes, this gentleman, he was in his 20s. He was sentenced 50 years, okay? And this was all during the time, this was under Kamala Harris when she was district attorney in San Francisco. And the gentleman that you're looking at is Jamal True Love, okay? Now, I'm just stating, I'm just showing him, I'm just putting him out there because we have to also take initiative that, he's one of the voices that was not heard. Okay. He's one of the voices that, he, like I stated, he he dodged it. Okay. Because he was sentenced 50 years. Okay. And I'm going to play a clip of what he stated himself in regards to this election. Okay, because during this particular time, when he actually, want to make sure with him, he stated who he would be voting for. He did an interview, okay, in this election, and I think you know who he said he would be voting for. Okay, I think we all know who he said who he would be voting for. Okay, and his vote was not for Kamala. Okay. Now when she was district attorney, okay, I did state that he had his sentence reversed. Because he was sentenced, he was tried, he was convicted, he was indicted, he was all of the above for deleting a friend of his. Come to find out that was not true, based off of DNA tests that came in after when his attorneys did an appeal. Okay. They did an appeal. Okay. When they did this appeal, they requested for the DNA test to come in. During the time when District Attorney Kamala Harris, she was as a district attorney of San Francisco. This lady right here, who was the prosecutor of this case of Jamal True Love, Linda Allen, she was the one that was moving forward with this case. That, like I said, there was a DNA test not allowed up until after doing the appeal. Now I will play a clip of Jamal True Love. I'm gonna try to find it first, but yes, with Jamal True Love, he was one of the persons that stated as well that he would vote for not Kamala Harris. He would vote for Donald Trump, and I'm gonna play a clip because he stated even during the sentencing. Okay, even during the sentencing, he stated that Kamala Harris laughed. Okay, and not physically laughed, but it looked the facial. Okay, he felt like when she came and sat into the courtroom during the sentencing. Okay, and this was a very heavy trivial moment because she was running. After this, she was running for the next step, which was Senate. Okay, and he stated how he felt like he felt like he was just a puppet. Okay, now why am I mentioning this? Because in her speech yesterday, and I want to say with Jamal True Love, just to end it on that note, with Jamal True Love, because of what happened, he did get the case appealed. He did get released. However, this case of his, it cost San Francisco. They had to pay him $13 million. Okay, yes, you heard right. And this was during the time Kamala Harris, she was a district attorney of San Francisco. Okay, she was over the district attorney office, to be exact. And when she was over the district attorney office, she had, well, I'll say it this way, San Francisco, I'll put it that way, had to pay Jamal True Love $13 million. And like I stated, if you don't, I'm going to play a little clip of Jamal True Love when he said who he will be voting for, or who he voted for, that is.
Let's see her for the next four. Who I'm voting for, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump? I'm voting for Donald Trump. And I advise every...
Now, I had to end it on that because he started using profanity. He's still kind of very, how can I say it, emotional about that. Okay. And I just showed that clip just to let you guys know just how important this election was. Okay. Just how important and how people's lives, okay, can be affected and will be affected if you're going for Donald Trump or if you're going for Kamala Harris. Okay. Because once again, at the end of the day, I did state all the votes have not been counted. I did state that all the votes have not been counted. Now, in the next clip that I'm going to show with Kamala Harris's speech that she gave yesterday, she, like I stated, she discussed how Americans, they have rights and freedoms. I'm going to play that clip for you guys. Oops, wait a minute. I don't want no commercials though. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to play it for you one moment, you guys.
Also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take...
Now, I can say this speech was a good speech. I'm going to fast forward to another part where she mentioned how she was a prosecutor, and this is where I was speaking about Jamal True Love. And Trey, yes, she says she's requesting for peace. Yes, she is, Trey. Thank you for coming in. Yes, she's requesting for peace. Michael, the reason I'm skipping, yes, great question. The reason I'm skipping, because this is YouTube guidelines, okay? I have to actually give a reaction. I have to actually give my opinion and input. I cannot play the whole video, okay, for YouTube guidelines. And I'm glad you're coming in. Earlier, if you come into my live, but in the beginning of all of my lives, I do state the fair use, okay? I do state the Fair Use Act, okay? And as part of that, I have to, give my dissertation on the reaction of various clips that are on, other outlets, okay? So I'm stating that, okay, for YouTube purposes. This is why I cannot just play the whole clip, okay? Not on my terms, or because this is not my terms. And that's one thing I want people to understand. Yes, we live in America. Yes, we live in America. However, there is a thing called what? There's a thing called laws. There's a thing called processes. Things you have to pay taxes. You have to abide by the so-called stipulations as far as rules and laws. Otherwise, you would end up what? Locked up. Or in YouTube world, you would end up banned. Okay? Now, let me move forward. This is be the last clip of this particular speech in regards to Kamala Harris, and I will give my take on that. And thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to play another clip of Kamala Harris when she stated that she was a prosecutor in her career and how she saw the worst. She saw the worst of the times in their lives and all of that jazz. But I want people to understand, okay? People's lives have been affected, okay? And we are being affected, during these times, okay? So I just want to play a clip of what she stated. And I'm going to give my breakdown and on this clip. I'll say it that way.
Justice and the future that we all know you have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. We can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand to take a stand.
Now, notice what she said, to take a stand. I'm glad she mentioned that. I appreciate her mentioning that. Take a stand. Okay, and that is what people did. Taking a stand, and this goes for both Democrats, well, people of all parties, Democrats, Republicans, Independent, Liberals, people of all parties, Green Party, of all parties. Anytime you feel like you don't have a voice, you need to go and vote. Okay, you need to not only go and vote, but based off of what Kamala Harris stated in this, what she stated in this speech, she did state that you can also show it by being a lifting hand for somebody. Okay, lifting somebody up. That doesn't necessarily mean if you can't vote, make sure you do something for your neighbor or for the next person. And that's one thing I can respect about what Kamala Harris spoke on in this speech. Now, I would give my intake or my reaction. And give me one moment, you guys. I'm trying to actually go back to where, right here. Yes, right here. Now, this is what the votes were yesterday. 277 electoral votes with Donald Trump and 224 electoral votes for Kamala Harris. Now, the odd thing is, now remember I said this yesterday, but now as of today, the votes are 294 Donald Trump and 223 for Kamala Harris. And give me one moment. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. One moment, you guys. I apologize. I should have had my stuff together. But thank you guys for coming in. And yes, today we are talking about a number of things, and one of the things we're talking about is Kamala Harris, okay? Her speech that she gave. And I want to make sure people understand. When it comes down to the things that has been going on today, I'm gonna make sure. One moment, you guys. I'm trying to make sure I have everything in order. When it comes down to the things that's been going on here in America, you still have to understand life goes on and we have to move forward. Okay? We have to move forward no matter what, or whatever you're going through. And with the speech that she gave, I want to say a few things in regards to that. And the person that you're looking at, this gentleman right here, his name is Shannon Stillwell. He is one of the actual defendants, okay, in the YSL case that did not take the plea deal that was offered to him. And all this is coming about when it comes down to being that voice, when it comes down to, knowing that you have freedoms, but sometimes you have to take advantage of those freedoms, because if you don't take advantage of those freedoms and your rights, okay, and doing good, you can end up like this gentleman that you're seeing in the screen, Shannon Stillwell, okay? And I will speak on why I'm going to discuss Shannon Stillwell, okay? Because everything that Kamala Harris, she spoke about in her speech, I want to just say I'm kind of on the fence about it, because when it came down to what she spoke about, I felt like she said it, I liked it, but I'm wondering, was it sincere? Now, for me personally, I do feel that we as a people, this is a time that we need to organize, mobilize, and unionize for our freedoms and justices for the future. I do really believe that, okay? We have to get together, we have to work together, and we have to stand together no matter what parties we are. Why? Because look at what's going on here in America when it comes down to inflation. Look at what's going on here when it comes down even to the crimes that's going on. When it comes down to the laws, okay? When it comes down to the laws when in regards to ammunition, right? Okay, we have to, build together. We have to, like I stated, and I'm going to stand on this, organize, mobilize, and unionize as a people, okay? Because if you don't, you will become a product and end up part of the problem, okay? Now, I will also say that she continued in this speech to say that people found within themselves the strength and courage to take a stand to fight for justice of themselves. I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. But my thing is this: I go back to it. We have to find a way where we can work together. Okay, where we can actually work together and not come with so much animosity and anger amongst ourselves, okay? Because listen to what I said, what's going on here in Georgia, even with the election. And I want to make sure I show it to you guys. Like, look what happened when it comes down to the election. In one moment, you guys. Let me see. One moment. What happened to this election? Okay, the election. Kamala Harris, she lost 223 electoral votes voted for her, whereas Donald Trump, it was 294 electoral votes, right? And with her, I mean, we have to look at when she gave, even how she gave her speech. She was so distraught. I mean, she had to wait the very next day to even give her speech. Okay, she had to wait yesterday to give her speech. But see, that's one of the things I want people to understand when it comes down to, you have to be able to move forward. And it's not easy, it's not easy. And that's one thing I can respect about Kamala Harris. I want to be fair. I can respect the fact that she did, she was a woman of her word. She did give her speech yesterday, a day after her not winning the election and Donald Trump winning the election. And she did speak about peaceful transfer. She spoke about ambitions, rights, and freedoms. And like I stated, what we need to do as a people in America and also around the world, okay? We have to organize, mobilize, and unionize, right? Okay, so that is one of the things I'm proud of Kamala Harris. She did, make people think. And I hope that, after these numbers are fully reported, because as of now, the numbers is 91% have reported, okay? So I hope when everything is officially done, right? Quote unquote, officially done, I hope that we can all move forward, okay? Because at the end of the day, there's going to be a president. whether we don't like it or we don't, if you don't like Kamala Harris, that's on you. If you don't like Donald Trump, that's on you. But guess what? Somebody has to be the president of the United States, and somebody has to help this country move forward, okay? And thank you guys for coming in. This is Politic Graham that you're listening to. I want to make sure I show this. This is Politic Graham that you're listening to, and we are talking about what has been going on in regards to these votes. And I want to stroll down to the state that I live in, Georgia, on this map, okay? Now, here in Georgia, it says the polls, of course, are closed. And if you can see, As far as the stripes goes, that means that it was a gain. Okay, it was a quote unquote gain. This is a map that you're actually seeing. But I want you to remember what I stated earlier, and I'm going to find the article that I typed up and my research that I did for you guys to actually show in regards to this case that's been going on here in Georgia. Yes, here in Georgia. One moment, you guys. I'm trying to get it for you guys. One moment, you guys. I'm sorry. And yes, like I stated, it's been a lot going on here in the state of Georgia when it comes down to these elections, okay? When it comes down to specifically the ballots. And what I wanted you to see, like I stated, my question for here in the state of Georgia, even though the map that I showed you guys, that I showed you guys that it did stay close. However, remember when I said all the votes have not been quote unquote counted for. All the votes have not been counted for, right? Here in Georgia because of lawsuits. And this is what I'm wondering. Is that why it's only 91% that has been counted for currently in the now of Donald Trump having 294 electoral votes and Kamala Harris having 223 electoral votes? Now, I will say, I will give her that the fact that she did do her speech and she did concede, okay, to her loss, and she admitted that she spoke personally with Donald Trump, stating that she will, on her end, make sure that this will be a peaceful transfer. But like I stated to you guys, here in the state that I live in, from what I was able to do my research on, all the votes were not counted in one county. And then when it came down to the threats, in another county in Georgia, in DeKalb County, it was a threat at a specific location to the point where voters were told to turn around and they were not given the right to actually vote. Okay, so these are things that we have to, take into play. And I thank you for anybody that was able to vote 2 days ago, and it was a safe vote. And I also thank everybody that was able to put in their absentee votes, vote early, okay, and their vote was counted, because just like I stated, in some areas votes were allegedly not counted. So like I stated, I'm going to be watching very close tomorrow, Friday. I'm going to be watching very, very close, because these votes, I just want a fair, thing. I just want it to be fair, right? Now, moving forward, okay, I'm going to talk about Diddy. I should have said something before now. And thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to play a clip of Diddy. But I want to also show you guys. Hold on one moment. You guys. Diddy had his birthday this weekend. He had his birthday locked up in jail in New York. Okay, unfortunately, as you guys know, he has been locked up ever since September the 15th or September the 16th of this year, when he had to turn himself in, or not turn himself in. He was actually met by authorities at a hotel in New York. So he's been locked up ever since. Now, with Diddy, I'm going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about him a little bit, because I want to keep you guys interested. I'm going to show Diddy, as you can see right here with Diddy. Yes, this is his little girl, very beautiful girl. The what you're watching right here, this picture right here, this was an actual phone call that his family gave to Diddy since he's been in jail. Okay, they actually called and spoke to Diddy. Yes, you heard right. And I'm going to play a clip of basically what happened. Since he's been locked up, they celebrated his birthday together as a family. As you can see, you have all of the children except one daughter. She's missing, but everybody in this picture, they actually called Diddy while he was locked up. Okay, and give me one moment. I'm going to play that clip for you guys. I'm going to play that clip for you guys, and this is fair use. Fair use. Hold on one moment. One moment, it's acting up. Sorry about that. One moment, you guys. Like I stated, this is an actual clip of them wishing Sean Combs a happy birthday while he has been locked up, and he will have to appear for trial May the 5th of next year.
All right, sing happy birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday to Daddy. Yay!
We love you too.
Love you, Papa.
I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see y'all. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all. But just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. Thanks to y'all giving me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
Love you more. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
See y'all in a couple of days.
Say it again.
What you say?
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, baby.
She eat it, yo.
Yo,
Yo, Pops.
Hi, we're right here.
Chance right here on the phone too. Pops, love eating all your cake, so you're not gonna have none left.
She's literally digging her face in it.
Yeah, Grandma, how you doing? Yo, she's face down in the cake right now. Say hey, Chance.
We love you.
Chance is right here too. You can hit on the phone. One more time.
Hey, Chance. Happy birthday. Thank you, baby. I love you.
Now, like I stated, this is a clip that basically Diddy's children, they was on a phone call talking to Sean Combs. They was on an actual phone call talking to Sean Combs while he's been locked up, because it was his birthday. Yes, it was his birthday over the weekend. And while over the weekend, Diddy's birthday is November the 4th. Okay, he was born the year of 1969. Yes, he celebrated his 50th birthday locked up behind bars. And his lawyers, that is what I want to also talk about. His lawyers, the people that you're looking at right here that I'm showing you guys. And I want to get my notes out for Diddy. I want to get my notes out for Diddy, specifically him. Yes. His lawyers actually filed a gag order. Yes, a gag order on witnesses as well as, specific witness, really. And his name is Courtney Burgess, okay? And I'm going to actually show you who Courtney Burgess is. But the people that you're looking at right here, this is what they're calling the dream team for Diddy, okay? This is what they're calling the dream team. The first person up top, this is Anthony Rico, okay? He is the guy that deals with the appealing process, okay? So each of these lawyers that you're looking at, they all have quote-unquote responsibilities. Okay. Now, Anthony Rico, I'm presuming him as well as Mark, the gentleman that you're seeing to the far left, Mark, and with him, they were the key as far as this gag order that was requested to the judge due to, and I want to make sure I show you this gentleman, due to this particular gentleman here that you're looking at, Courtney Burgess. Courtney Burgess has been going around to different outlets, multiple outlets, so much to the point that he did two very detailed interviews on YouTube of all places. Did very detailed interviews of speculations, alleged allegations, stating how he wrote a book, and this is the book that he wrote, and it was under his author name. Okay, this is not his real name, but under his author name, Jamal Millwood. However, he stated how the book that is out now under Amazon, it is under someone else's name, okay? And he said he has not received any royalties from the book that has been out, okay? Amazon had it, but due to the information that was in the book had been pulled twice. Also, the book was also put on auction. One book, and I cannot make this up, you guys. One book was sold on auction for $5,000. Okay, $5,000. And with this gentleman, he stated how he has 11 flash drives. He has 11 flash drives that he received from the late one of Diddy's late ex-girlfriends, Miss Porter. He stated that he got it from one of her friends, and he said that he personally had seen 7 to 8 videos of different celebrities, okay, in the videos, okay. And if you guys can remember what I discussed in one of my lives, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go down, okay. The gentleman that I'm showing you, he discussed that he saw video, allegedly, and I got to be very careful because he mentioned in interviews, and this is why Diddy's team is putting a gag order or requesting a gag order. They requested a gag order on him, okay, because he alleged that celebrities, such as allegedly, Usher, Justin, Kevin Hart, going down, Neo. He even showed from his own book, Snoop Dogg and Puff Daddy, and then even mentioned Al B. Sure. These are things that I want to make sure I'm very careful. Courtney Burgess, not me. Courtney Burgess has been putting out there on multiple outlets, doing multiple interviews, and because of that, okay, there has been a gag order implemented or requested, okay, due to everything that has been going on. Now, because of this, and this gag order was, and I want to make sure I show you guys, this gag order was actually put out on, give me one moment. This gag order was put out Sunday, yes, Sunday of this past Sunday. Yes, this Sunday. Why? Diddy's birthday was this Sunday, and he celebrated it. Well, it's his birthday. It was on the 4th. Okay, so Diddy's lawyers are waiting for a ruling that they sent to the judge to request a gag order for Courtney Burgess. Okay, that is one of the things, people have to understand. You have to be careful what you say and how you say things, because in Courtney's case, since he's been giving out interviews and doing things and showing his personal book that he wrote, and he says somebody else has it, Okay, and he has not received any royalties. This book has made over $1 million. In addition to it making over $1 million with this book, Courtney, a lot has happened, okay? Within a month, I want to say within 2 months of him making motions, really making motions, I'll say it that way. Why? Because his home was raided, okay? His home was raided, for one. Then for two, he ended up receiving a subpoena, okay, to go to a witness hearing, okay? And all of this comes about because of the allegations that he spoke about, okay, that he mentioned. And hello, you guys. Thank you for coming in. I'm talking about Diddy. I had spoke about Kamala Harris, the politics portion. I will get back to that, but I have to be a person of my word and speak about the Diddy. Give you guys some Diddy updates. Just like I stated, there was a gag order, okay? A quote-unquote gag order that was actually requested by Diddy's team. And they actually mentioned how this person named Courtney Burgess is one of the witnesses that they're requesting for him to stop going to multiple media outlets, to stop speaking on things. Why? Because now he is one of the presumed witnesses that they will use. As when I say they, the prosecutors will be using. May the 5th starts when the trial, May the 5th of next year, when the trial officially starts in regards to these numerous allegations, okay, on the federal charges, okay. Now I also want to make sure we also understand with Courtney Burgess, okay, this person, he stated under his alias name Jamal Millwood, he wrote a book called Tell It All, okay. Tell It All. And it was based off of flash drives, 11 flash drives that he received from one of allegedly Kim Porter's associates after she passed away. Okay. And he stated how he found not one, not two, but 7 to 8 videos. Okay. Videos of a number of celebrities. Okay. And with this particular gentleman that I'm speaking about, who goes by under his author name Jamal Millwood, his real name is Courtney Burgess. He's from New Jersey, and he said that he doesn't personally, quote unquote, know Diddy, but he knows Diddy off the fact that Diddy's father is what was the godfather. Okay, that was his godfather. So that's how he knew of Diddy, okay, on that level. But he did state, as far as on a personal level, he said he did not know Diddy as far as personal level due to the fact Diddy had a reputation. Diddy had a reputation of actually, not being so nice to people when it came down to competition in the music world. And for him, he did state that when it came down to Diddy, he's known Diddy for over 30 years because of being in the music industry himself, okay? And he stated Diddy himself has personally stopped his music from being released, okay? That's what he says. This is Courtney Burgess that we're talking about, okay? And I want people to understand when it comes down to Courtney Burgess, I'm not sure who to believe, because my whole thing is, if all of this is going on and you have the flash drives, why didn't you forward it to the authorities more so than, in his words, put it in a book? That is my worries and my questions, okay? In regards to him. Now, also in regards to the Diddy situations, okay, Diddy updates. These witnesses, okay, these witnesses that have been coming out, these accusers that have initiated lawsuits, civil lawsuits. And remember what I told you, as of now, Diddy has 122 lawsuits from one lawyer. Remember what I just stated. He has 122 lawsuits from one lawyer named Tony Busby. Okay, with this particular lawyer named Tony Busby, he has two accusers, and it was told, the judge actually informed Tony Busby's clients that they will have to actually state their names. They cannot go on under as Jane Doe. And with these two accusers, okay, with these two accusers, they did implement these pictures that you are seeing. I don't know why these three faces were blotted out, but you can see Diddy sitting down. You can see these are actual, this is actually from the filing, okay, in regards to these two accusers that are under as Jane Doe. And also with the picture that you're seeing right here, this is what they use to drink out of, I'm presuming. This is what Tony Busby and his law firm, they put under the filing against Diddy in regards to these two accusers, okay? And the judge, like I stated, the judge gave the ruling, okay, that said basically they're going to have to identify themselves, okay? They cannot identify themselves as Jane Doe. They cannot. If they cannot identify themselves, they do not feel comfortable identifying themselves, then the cases for those two would be dismissed, okay? Dismissed. And remember, like I stated, with Tony Busby, he did do a press conference October the 1st, okay? Yes, he did a press conference, and he did speak about that they were reaching out to the FBI. They was reaching out, and they, he was asking for anybody going through anything to reach out to his offices. And he did have a whole press conference, you guys. I'm going to play a clip of the actual attorney that is representing 122, yes, you heard me correctly, you guys, 122 accusers suing Diddy. This gentleman right here we're talking about, Tony Busby, he's the attorney in Atlanta, Texas. He's representing, as of now, 122, all of them, 122 accusers, all against Diddy. And all of these are civil. I want people to understand, these are civil lawsuits. None of them, not yet, are criminal, okay? They're not criminal yet in regards to Tony Busby's end. And I'm going to play a clip of the press conference that Tony Busby gave back earlier in October.
We welcome the FBI or any authority who wants to come to us, and we're going to make that available to these victims because I think that's important. My suspicion is, based on talking with these folks, is that the FBI is just not aware of these people. The FBI has talked to some of these folks, and I'm going to try to encourage the victims to, in fact, talk to the FBI because I think they have some very important things to say.
Now, the person that I just showed you was Tony Busby. This gentleman right here. And yes, hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. It's Politic-Gram. Please hit that like button. I had to be a person of my word and discuss some Diddy updates. And the Diddy updates are, yes, there has been a request for a gag order. Also, Diddy celebrated his 50th birthday November the 4th, okay? He celebrated his birthday while he's been arrested and detained. Where? At this facility that I'm going to show you guys. He's been detained at Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. He's been detained there ever since September 15th. I think I want to say it's either September the 15th or September the 16th when he was actually arrested. Okay. And ever since September, he has been denied of a bond. If you guys can know, in regards to this bond, he even tried to put up a $50 million bond on his house, his mansion in Florida, and that judge still denied his bond. He's tried to put in a bond three times. The first 2 times he put it in with 2 different judges. The third time his lawyers went to the courts above, and I think they're still waiting. I want to say they're still waiting, but they have not given him a bond yet. So until further notice, Sean Love Combs, aka Diddy, aka Puff Daddy Puffy, he will be locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn until May. Well, I'm not gonna say until. He's gonna be locked there till May the 5th. And May the 5th of next year, that is the day that the trial will start for Mr. Combs. Okay. Now, like I stated, all of these lawsuits have been going about, and I think when it comes down to Diddy's lawyers, his actual lawyers, I'm going to show you his lawyers. When it comes down to his lawyers, I'm calling them the dream team. There's 4 of them. These 4 lawyers, they have had a gag order put on them, as well as the prosecutors have had a gag order put on them. Why? Because Mark Agnifilo, okay, attorney Mark Agnifilo, with him, he was one that stated, he was the one that stated and wondered, how did that infamous video get released? And he questioned the prosecutors in New York, okay? He questioned them because he was wondering who released that infamous video. And I think you guys know of the infamous video that I'm talking about, because that infamous video, in my opinion, I think you guys can concur, that was the video that got the train rolling. And I'm going to play a clip of the video that I'm talking about, that Mark Agnifilo basically, questioned everything, and to the point where the judge had to actually put a gag order on both parties, on the prosecutor side as well as the Sean Puffy Combs lawyers. Why? Because Mark Agnifilo, he started doing interviews himself. He started doing interviews, and he actually is in a documentary, okay, under TMZ, okay? Yes, I cannot make this up, where he's stating how he feels that Puff Daddy is not being treated fairly, and he's questioning how did this video that I'm about to show you guys get released, because this video is still being, quote unquote, will be used as evidence against Diddy. And the video that I'm showing you, this was the video that got the train rolling, as they say. Okay, and the video that you're looking at, this is the video that caused the chaos. And when I say caused the chaos, that was actually Diddy running. I'm going to play it again. This is actually Diddy running down the hallway back in 2016. Okay, this is of his then girlfriend, but she's now married, Cassie Ventura. Okay, so that is the video that got everything started and rolling. Why? Because when that video got released, that's when Diddy allegedly paid the $30 million that Cassie had requested him pay within the 24 hours. Now, she requested $30 million in the lawsuit, the filing. However, because of the agreement, it was not disclosed how much Diddy ended up giving that person that you saw in the video, Cassie Ventura. But like I stated in the lawsuit, they requested $30 million. Now, how does this come into play with this quote unquote indictment, this federal indictment against Diddy? And yes, Diddy is looking at life at this point in prison. It's coming into play because the video that I just showed you guys, this video is what the federal prosecutors are using, or they are planning on using as evidence against Diddy. But just like I stated, with this particular lawyer, the lawyers that you're looking at, these are the 4 lawyers that Diddy has hired to represent him to deal with all of these cases. And when I say all of these cases, not just only the federal, right? They are also dealing with the 122 civil lawsuits that Diddy has against him as well on the civil level. Okay. So with Mark Agnifilo, he did state how he felt that his client Diddy does not have a fair trial, is not getting a fair trial, because of so much is getting leaked out. And even with Courtney Burgess, the witness that came to the hearing, recently. All of this is coming as in the words of some people that it's making the case look contaminated, okay? And this is why Mark Agnifilo, Anthony Rico, Teeny Gergos, okay, as well as Alexandra Soprano, and no, she's not related to Soprano from O.J. Simpson trial. No, she's not. This is why these 4 attorneys, and they are actually wanting a gag order now in regards to this gentleman here that I showed you guys, Courtney Burgess, this gentleman right here. Why? Because allegedly he stated how it's a number of celebrities that he has videos of them doing things, okay, in regards to, at these so-called parties, okay? And I'm being very careful with my words because I do not want anything coming my way in regards to a lawsuit, okay? Now, I will say this. When it comes down to the Diddy case, some might say that he is never getting out. I don't know. That's up for the courts to devil in, okay? That's up for the jury to decide. That's not my job. My job is to do exactly what I'm saying in as far as this disclaimer goes, okay? Fair use. My job is to give criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research. This is fair use under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. That is my job. Now, as far as Courtney Burgess, because he's been going around doing numbers of interviews, now it has played a huge factor on him. And I'm just going to break it down one more time for you guys. In regards to Courtney Burgess, he stated how he's known Diddy over 30 years because he alleges that Diddy's father, Frank Lucas, was his godfather. He said that he does not know Diddy personally because Diddy stopped a lot of his personal music from being released, okay? And in regards to Courtney Burgess, he is supposedly, I'm going to show it to you guys, he is a CEO of his own record label that is called Alter Ego Records, okay? That is him. He says that is allegedly, he's a CEO of his own record label. Now, continuing. Like I stated, he said he knows Diddy. He said Diddy stopped a lot of his personal music from being released, as well as other artists that are not here today, okay? Recently, he did an interview a few weeks ago now, online, and caused authorities to reach out to him, and the marshals came to his door for him to actually attend the federal grand jury hearing in South District, okay? In the possessions of videos, in regards to the possessions of videos that he says he allegedly has, okay? He says he allegedly has footage of celebrities, okay, that are potentially being victimized by Diddy, okay? Allegedly, okay? And the victims he was discussing, he said he received Kim Porter's diaries that he wrote, he put into a book. He said he received all this information from a former friend of Kim Porter after her passing. And like I stated, this book, he said he has not made any money. He hasn't made any amount of money from this particular book, okay? And this book has been doing so good. Like I stated, one book was put up for auction for $5,000, and it has sold. And right here, back when I did my information, I typed this up, it was 500,000 copies, but recently, allegedly, it has now sold over 1 million copies, okay? And according to him, Courtney Burgess said he has video of, I'm going to be careful, allegedly, of Justin Bieber, Usher, Jennifer Lopez, Will Smith's son. That's all he said. He said Will Smith's son. I don't know which son. He said Neo, the R&B artist, Al B. Sure, Kevin Hart, and Cassie. These are names that he throwed out in these multiple outlets. And that is why Diddy's team put out a request to the judge to basically shut him up, okay? Also, in addition, he alleged the videos he saw was, like I stated, 11 flash drives. He also stated that all the people in the video were either being victimized and not knowing, and 2 to 3 were possible, quote unquote, the M word, okay? Quote unquote, the M word, okay? Young. Now, Al B. Sure, how does Al B. Sure come into this? It's word out there that Al B. Sure himself put a gag order in that was the cause of this book being from Amazon. One of the reasons why, because Al B. Sure was so upset. Allegedly, he sent out cease and desist letters to Amazon, okay, to Amazon to stop this book from getting distributed, from even showing, okay? That is the levels that this is going on in regards to the actions of this gentleman right here. And one thing I can say, the last thing, we don't need any more mess. And Courtney Burgess, he's going around doing multiple interviews. Now he has an attorney, okay, that is representing him. He has an attorney that is representing him because, like I stated, because of all this that he's put out, he now is one of the witnesses in this federal indictment. He will be one of the witnesses when the trial starts May the 5th. Okay, now moving forward, and thank you guys for coming in. I just want to say we are talking about a number of things, but I had to be a person of my word and give insight in regards to Diddy, some Diddy updates. Now it's up to you guys to decide if you feel Diddy is innocent or not. That is not up for me. It's up for really the jury, okay? Because the jury has to control whether or not Diddy will see, the day of light outside of this particular place that I'm going to show it. This particular place that he is at right now. He's at Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. And this particular place that I'm showing you guys, this place has also made headlines. Why? Because it had to have a sweep done, okay, at this particular detention center where people are being held in jail, okay? So this is it's very heavy going. It's a lot going on with Diddy, and according to Diddy's lawyers, Want to make sure I show Diddy's lawyers again. According to Diddy's lawyers, they want a fair trial for their client, okay? And they're not getting a fair trial if so much information is being released before the trial is even started. Because as of now, the trial is going to start for Diddy May the 5th of next year. But just like I showed you guys, there have been so much stuff being put out. I don't know how it's going to be a fair trial at this point, in my personal opinion. Why do I say this? Because like I stated earlier, the video that got this whole train started was this video that I'm going to show you guys again. This was the video that got the whole train started. This was the video that got the whole train started. Now, that, as well as the fact that it's been people talking, such as Courtney Burgess himself. You know, it's too much stuff going out, and I'm really wondering at this point, will, Diddy have a fair trial, at this point, at this particular time? And that's why there has to be some type of structure and some type of order. I'm not sure what's done, but I will say this. And I'm going to show this particular person because she was actually at Kamala Harris rally. Okay? This particular person, this is one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends. Okay? She was at the actual rally supporting Kamala Harris. And the person that I'm showing you right here, this is Jennifer Lopez. And the reason I'm showing you this particular picture is because this is the same time, 2000, the year of 2000, an actual accuser is now suing Diddy. Okay, she stated, according to her, and this is a Jane Doe, another Jane Doe, she's stating that after this particular ceremony, the VMAs, when he was dating Jennifer Lopez, Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez, and even went out on a date, as you can see right here. Okay, this was when it was on the carpet. This accuser stated that after this particular award show, she ended up in a room alone with Diddy, okay? And I want to make sure I be correct with this filing. I'm going to scroll down, okay? And this is one of the reasons, I'm just going to be very honest. This is one of the reasons I think when it came down to Kamala Harris and a lot of these people, you have to be very careful who you have as the so-called celebrities endorsing you as saying, vote for me, vote for this person right here. Because just like I stated, Jennifer Lopez, I'm questioning, will they subpoena her? Okay, will they subpoena her for May the 5th, okay, of this Diddy indictment? Will they subpoena her? Why? Because just like I stated, one of these accusers, and I hope it's just for civil at this point, okay? Because this accuser stated, I'm going to make sure I read. It's so many cases. I mean, Diddy has so many lawsuits right now, you guys. It is not even a joke. It is really, really wild. I want to make sure I show it to you guys, the actual victim, what her words were in regards to Diddy. Okay, yes, right here. Yes, right here. Basically, the year of 2000, after the VMA Awards, this is the same year that Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez. Actually went to the VMA award show with Jennifer Lopez, the youngest plaintiff in this particular lawsuit that was filed, okay, stated that she was 13 years old. and she said that this is according to the accuser, okay? She said that Diddy actually and another male celebrity graped her, okay? Quote unquote grape. The fruit grape. I can't say the other word. Raped her after a party. After a party for the 2000 VMAs, okay? And allegedly Diddy put her under some type of drink where she was not able to control herself, okay? And these are things that I'm wondering in regards to, because my whole thing is this: if you want to be fair, and this is just to the federal prosecutors, if you're gonna be fair, and I genuinely mean this, and I just think that everybody needs to be brought up, because even in the allegations with the lawsuit, they mentioned how one of the accusers said it happened to them after, the award show. So then the next question is, can Jennifer Lopez be a witness? Can she be a witness to Diddy on his side, or can she be a witness at all? Because this is proof, okay? It's proof. This is where she and Diddy actually dated. They were actually at the VMA award show in 2000. This is actually proof. So I'm, wondering, what's to come moving forward. Okay. And I also want to make sure Jennifer Lopez herself, she stated in an interview that the reason her and Diddy broke up, okay, was because Diddy was cheating, and they dated from the year of 1999 to 2001. These are things that, people have to, put into play, So I want people to understand that this Diddy case is not going away. These allegations are not going away. And it all stemmed from, like I stated, that infamous video of him running down the hall, chasing his ex-girlfriend, the lady that you see right here in the picture, Cassie. And the reason I have this picture is because this is the same year. In regards to that video of him running down the hallway, okay, with Cassie. Okay, so these are things that, I don't know what's to come. I really, really don't. Now, I will say at this point, people need to just, not, don't say something that will cause yourself to get in this mess, okay? Like Courtney Burgess, okay? And that is why, and the person I'm talking about, Courtney Burgess, he is another witness that has now put himself into this. He put himself into this federal court case because he was doing multiple interviews online speaking about 11 flash drives that he has possession of, okay, and speaking about that he personally seen in videos of celebrities, okay, doing things with Diddy. Okay, these are things that came out of Courtney Burgess' mouth. And the person I'm talking about is not this person. This is Diddy and Cassie. The person that I'm talking about is this person named Courtney Burgess, okay? He was recently put on a gag order, as well as anybody else that will continue to say anything that they're going to be using as a witness, okay? I have also stated that because now, because of what he's been saying, the names that he's been mentioning, and the book. This is the book that he has. Okay? He said him and his lawyer said that they are planning on releasing their book. Okay? Because he says the book that is out now, it is under somebody else's name, and he is planning on suing to get the royalties from that book, because he said his book is called Tell It All under his alias name, Jamal Millwood. He's going to release that book with the assistance now of his attorney. That's just how it has gotten, you guys. It has gotten to that level. Now he has to have an attorney. Why? Because now he has been saying all of these things. He's been mentioning celebrities' names, okay? All of this. And now the federal prosecutors are using him to be one of the witnesses in this indictment that Sean Combs has. Now I'm going to stroll back up to the picture in regards to, hold on. Yes, this picture right here, Young Miami, she's another one. She stated she had to back off. She had to fall back from Diddy, okay? She needed time. She needed air to breathe, time to breathe. She did all of this before, and you guys got to understand, she did all of this before this indictment. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Before this indictment, before Diddy was arrested back in September, okay, of this year. So that is why she had to part, quote unquote, ways, because she needed time to breathe. And even in regards to her, even in regards to her, quote unquote, and her words, not mine, her brand. One moment. In regards to her brand, she stated it best. This is the same person Diddy helped. Diddy helped her become more than just outside of an artist, a rapper, okay? He helped her expand her brand, because had it not been for Diddy, Young Miami, that is her stage name, Young Miami would not have the show under Revolt called Clarissa Please. And this is an actual picture of the first episode of Revolt, that, of course, as you can see, who was the first guest, couldn't be nobody other than her then boyfriend, Diddy, okay? And that was back in June of 2022. Okay, so this is why, now all this stuff has came about. It's amazing how things happen. Things can happen very quick, even good or bad, within 2 years. This is when things was, as Diddy would always say, high frequency love, as he always says, right? But then we stroll down, and now it's to the point Diddy, Young Miami had to part ways, and Diddy is arrested. Diddy is at Metropolitan Detention Center, and now in regards to Young Miami, to save her brand, to salvage that show, that was started. I'm gonna be very honest. That was started because of Diddy. She had to salvage her brand and to keep the show going. She had to part ways. I mean, and it's nothing. It's no. In her words, based off of the interview that she did, it came across as it's no bad on bad terms between her with Diddy. It's just the fact that she noticed a lot from what I took with the interview that she recently did on the second, I think it's the second or third season of Clarissa Please. She basically stated that she needed time to breathe, time for herself, because when all the allegations came about with Diddy, she said that was the time that she noticed, she saw who were her real friends and who were not her friends. And people were actually attacking her, saying that and treating her like, aha, that's what you get. That's what you get for dealing with something like that. That's what you get. And she just needed time, time to heal, space, just to, breathe. And also, like I said, she has, a family to deal with of her own. She has her brand to deal with. So that is what's going on with Young Miami. But we have to also put into play, when it comes down to the beautiful Miss Young Miami, that she was dealing with Diddy, and she made some statements that are still out there online that could be used as her being a witness in this quote unquote indictment. So May the 5th, when the trial start, that would be an interesting time for all of this. I'm praying that it doesn't last. I'm praying that it doesn't last as long as the YSL Young Thug case has been going on. And that is the next topic of discussion that I wanted to have a conversation about. I want to do a quick conversation about in regards to Young Thug. I'm going to put that up. Give me one moment. And yes, it's a lot going on, you guys. That and we're going to go to the Young Thug YSL case, okay? With this YSL case, oh my goodness, I don't think you guys know the levels of how historical this case is. Why I say this case is historical, because recently here in the state of Georgia, even during this election, we actually had the current district attorney, Fani Willis, claim her throne. She was re-elected, and the lady that I'm talking about is the beautiful Miss Fani Willis, okay? She was re-elected on Tuesday for another 4 years as district attorney. And with Miss Fani Willis, now she's moving forward. I don't know what she's going to do with Donald Trump, because she did an indictment against Donald Trump and his co-defendants. And I don't know what to say with that case right now, because who's the president? Donald Trump. Yes, he is. He will be officially the president, because according to I discussed this with you guys earlier in the live. I will go back to it. But yes, Donald Trump is the president. Now, back to the Young Thug case. With this lady that you're looking at, she is Fani Willis. She actually has won her re-election for her position, Fulton County District Attorney, Tuesday. And the picture that you're looking at right here, the reason I'm using this picture is because I'm not sure if you guys can see it. This gentleman right here, notice what he's looking at. I have no idea what he's looking at, but men out there, you tell me what he's looking at. Standing by Fani Willis. This gentleman is Nathan Wade. He was the one that Fani Willis had appointed to the actual Trump trial, the Trump case, in regards to here in Fulton County in Georgia. Now the case has been put on a hold because Ashley Merchant, an attorney who represents one of the co-defendants, was the one that put it out there that there was or had been a relationship, a romantic relationship between Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. The question is, however, was the relationship before the indictment of Donald Trump and the co-defendant, or was it after or during? Okay, and that was why this gentleman right here, the judge actually basically told Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, somebody's going to have to leave this case. If somebody doesn't leave the case, then there will be no case. So in regards to this gentleman right here, Nathan Wade, that's why I say Georgia it's a lot of historical things going on here in Georgia that Miss Fani Willis has put herself into, even with this quote unquote election, okay, with Donald Trump, as well as I'm going to discuss with the Young Thug trial, the YSL trial, as they say, because with the YSL trial, that trial is the longest trial in history. Okay, this trial has been going on. Longest case. This case has been going on almost 3 years. The trial itself has been going on. It's going to be 12 months. Okay, so with Nathan Wade and Fani Willis was basically given the option. Somebody's going to have to step down for this case of Donald Trump to continue. And who steps down? Yes, March the 15th, Mr. Wade sends Fani Willis a letter that he is stepping down, okay? And that's what had to be done for the case to even be a case. But as we all know, in the presence, because of the election, November the 5th, Donald Trump is now, well, not officially just yet, because Joe Biden has to finish his term as president, as 46th president, but Donald Trump was and is the 47th president. So now the question is, what's the come of this trial here that Fani Willis indicted, okay, against Donald Trump and his co-defendants, okay? Now, with all of this going on, millions and millions of dollars allegedly has cost Fulton County a lot of money. Okay, it has cost Fulton County a lot of money, and I don't know what's to come with this this case in regards to Donald Trump, because now Donald Trump is the president. Okay, and it's a lot of, and I'll say this: not only has Donald Trump become the president, if you guys know, like I know, and looked at my last live, the Republicans have the control in both the U.S. House of Representatives as well as the Senate, the House of Senate. So I don't know what to say, what's the come of this case that Fani Willis indicted in regards to against Donald Trump, okay? Because this gentleman right here, Nathan Wade, he lost his job. And also what people don't understand with Nathan Wade is at this point, he's still going through a divorce with his wife, who has been trying to seek spousal support, okay? So it's a lot going on. He doesn't have a job. He's also still, I guess he's doing, he's still doing work as an attorney, but he doesn't have a, I'm trying to be able to break it down to you guys. He doesn't have a job like he had a job when he was working for Fani Willis. Why? I say this because recently he had to, I'm going to scroll down for you guys. He had to go to court. Not court. He had to go to a meeting with the committee at Capitol Hill October the 15th. And at this meeting, he spoke with Jim Jordan, okay, Congressman Jim Jordan, as well as other persons and people of this committee. And in this particular meeting, he did state that, you know, he was very kind of, how can I say it? He was very, what's the word? Very dismissive, and stating things such as, I don't recall, okay? And people also have to understand, while Nathan Wade was working under Fani Willis, when it came down to Donald Trump co-defendant attorney Ashley Merchant, she questioned, where was the money going? Where was it coming? Because according to allegedly, that'll be another lie, Nathan Wade was getting paid $250 an hour, okay, when he had to make trips with Fani Willis to the White House, okay? And that was one of the conversations that was discussed in this meeting, where he confessed that Fani Willis was having conversations about the Donald Trump indictment prior to her officially being supposedly district attorney, okay? So I'm being very careful with my words, because this is a very hot, very sensitive topic to talk about, because anybody that lives in Fulton County or live in Georgia, they do not want, and I'm going to show it, they do not want this person. They don't want Fani Willis. When I say they don't want Fani Willis, they don't want to feel the wrath of Fani Willis, okay? Because just like I stated Tuesday, she did win back her position as district attorney for Fulton County, and she is, as of now, she's the district attorney for the next additional 4 years, okay? Now, let me go forward with, and hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. Please hit that like button. Please hit it. This is Politic Graham. Please share it. Please actually follow, subscribe to this platform. I spoke about the election. I spoke about Kamala Harris speech, okay, that she did yesterday. Basically conceding the concession speech, as they say, conceding that she had lost. She had lost, and the new 47th president is Donald Trump. Okay, now how does all this come about? Why is this all coming about? That I'm mentioning all this because it all comes together. It all comes together because with the lady that you're seeing right here, Fani Willis, that is why people are wondering, is she in connections with the Joe Biden administration, with Kamala Harris? Why? Because this particular lady of Fulton County, the district attorney, she filed a huge indictment against Donald Trump, okay? Against him and the co-defendants. And one of the co-defendants are, okay, Rudy Giuliani. And if you go back into my last live, I mentioned how Rudy Giuliani is supposed to be going to court today. He's supposed to be going to court today due to the lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit that he lost, okay, that caused 2 Georgia election workers to win over $148 million lawsuit against him. And that was announced and decided back of December of last year, December 2023. And that lawsuit against Rudy Giuliani had been going on for 2 years. Okay, so people have to understand the state that all this is in. This is in swing state, right? That is the swing state, okay? Georgia. And also, that's why I don't know what's to come for this case against Donald Trump since he's the president. Because, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. If he wanted to, I'm not saying to do it, but if he wanted to, I mean, he could make things just, disappear. So, not people, I'm not saying that. Not saying people disappear, but I'm just saying if he wanted to, he could make these cases disappear. Because, Fani Willis, she is a district attorney, right? She's not the Senate. She's not U.S. representative. She's not, she's not an attorney general. It's levels and levels. She's not the judge, okay? She's not part of the Supreme Court of Justices. Do you get where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen? So that is why I want you guys to understand how much money has been invested, how much time has been invested, okay? And even when it comes down to this gentleman right here, Nathan Wade, okay? Nathan Wade, I might do a whole video about him, because a video that I showed, I'm not going to show it this time, but in my last lives, you go back to my lives, I actually showed a video where Nathan Wade was questioned, okay? He was brought to the stand, okay? And they asked him, okay, where did you get the $300,000 that you quote unquote received in regards to your assistance to this Donald Trump case here in Fulton County, okay? Did you receive all the money, okay? Was it for yourself? $300,000. Just think about that. Now, I've already said it was alleged in this proceeding that he had charged, okay, $250 an hour when he made two trips to Washington, D.C. with Fani Willis, right? Why was he going to the Washington, D.C. in regards to the Biden administration? Why was he going there, okay? $250 an hour. Then also he was questioned, okay? These are things that I will show. This is not even nothing I'm making up. You cannot make this up. These are facts. Did all of the $300,000, did it go just to him? And for him, he insinuated that the $300,000 that he had received under the quote unquote Georgia, I'll just leave it that way. I'm being very careful because I don't want Fani Willis smoke. I don't want it. He he insinuated that the $300,000 did not just go to him, it went to him as well as his other then two partners of a law firm. Okay, it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. Now, with and hello, you guys, thanks for coming in. Please hit that like button. Now I will talk about when it comes down to Fani Willis and this Young Thug. I might not even need to say Young Thug because Young Thug is out. Young Thug is out. But this RICO trial is not. It is still moving forward. It is still going on. And I say that because with this case, this is another case that Fani Willis did an indictment on against, okay? And she did this indictment back in 20. Let me see. I want to say, let me make sure. I don't want to be wrong with you guys. I haven't strayed you away before, so I don't want to stray you away now. So, yes, May of 2022, okay? That is when Fani Willis made the grand announcement that she was doing an indictment, a RICO trial, RICO charges, okay, against Young Thug, who's also known as Jeffrey Williams, as well as 27 other co-defendants to this RICO trial. Now, since all this been going on, okay, Young Thug, that is his stage name. His real name is Jeffrey Williams. Jeffrey Williams, up until his non-negotiated plea deal that he made last week, okay, Thursday last week, his non-negotiated deal, he agreed to a 40-15 deal, okay, basically 40 years of prison, but it would be commuted if he fulfills a successful 15-year probation. That was the deal, okay? But Young Thug, what is a non-negotiated deal? Young Thug didn't know that would be the deal, right? Basically, the offer was, we're offering you a deal. Are you going to accept it? And they didn't tell him or his lawyers what the deal would be, okay? So basically, Young Thug, thugged it out and just went out on a whim and said, yes, I'll take it. And he didn't even know what the deal would be. Okay. Now, to the blessings of the gods, some people would say he was not given a free, deal, or quote unquote real deal, because of the special conditions, such as the main deal. The judge said that he would have to be banned from Metro Atlanta for 15 years. Okay, he cannot come into Atlanta unless it's pertaining to the 100 hours of community service that he must fulfill for the next 10 to 15 years. Okay, he must do 100 community service hours each of those years. Okay, and also he must, for each year, he has to do 4 events, 4 quote unquote events, dealing with kids, having a presentation in regards to anti-violence, anti-gang violence. He has to do 4 presentations each year. Okay, so these are things that's kind of like, okay, really. And from what I found out, when it came down to this non-negotiated deal, the prosecutors, they did not want, they was offering 25 years, but the judge, this lady right here, the judge, because it was 3 judges, that's a whole nother story. It's been 3 judges in this trial, but that's a whole nother story. The judge, Paige Reese Whitaker, she actually, I think she was kind of fair, I mean, for what it was, but she gave the stipulations that, he has to do a 15-year, probation. Now, there has been so much going on in this case, but I'm just going to talk about, I'm going to focus in because it's a lot. I might just do I could do a whole live tomorrow about this. I'm so serious. But I'm going to focus in on two gentlemen, okay? Because one live I actually spoke about, and I think I did the live last Friday. I want to say last Friday, because Young Thug was free on Thursday. Now, all the people that you see crossed out, the gentlemen that you see crossed out, they are the ones that made a plea deal, okay? They are the ones that made a plea deal. The two that you see not crossed out, yes, they are the ones. In the words of this gentleman right here, his name is DeMonte, and he goes by the name of Gotti. Okay, he is also an artist that was under the YSL record label that is co-founded by Young Thug, aka Jeffrey Williams, who this gentleman is. Okay, Young Thug. Okay, him, Gotti, also known as DeMonte, as well as Shannon Stillwell. These are the only two that didn't take a plea. Okay, and in the words of Gotti, okay, he looks so different. He looks so different from how he looked in his videos, okay? And one of my favorite songs that he did with Young Thug, and no, I am not a fan, quote unquote, I'm not a what you call it, I'm not a stan, okay? I'm not, okay? But if you live in Georgia, okay, you live in Atlanta, and you should know who Young Thug is, okay? And one of my favorite songs that I really like is, and it stands for, I like the song because people can have connotations about it, but I like the song Take It to Trial because it basically stands on, stand on your business, stand 10 toes down, do not let anybody compromise you and cause you to, not only get you out of character, but, agree to things that you don't want to do. That's my connotation on it. That's my view on that song, Take It to Trial. I'm not going to play that song. You can look it up because of YouTube reasons, YouTube guidelines. But in regards to Gotti, I'm going to show you guys how he looked, how he actually looked beforehand. This is just to let you guys know. I guess he had to cut his hair off. I mean, he has cut his hair off. It's interesting. I'm going to show him. This is how he used to look. I'm trying to see if I have it. Okay, right here. This is how Gotti looked. No, is it? No, they're not him. No. Don't. Hold on. Sorry about that. I think I took the pic. Oh, here is he. This is Gotti. Okay, before he cut his hair. Okay, he cut his hair. And he just looks so different, right? He looks so different. Now, with Gotti, I did mention to you guys before, since he's been arrested, he's been locked up right along with Young Thug for almost 3 years now, okay? Almost 3 years now. And the difference between him and Young Thug is Gotti has a lot of charges on him. And it was even stipulated recently on Thursday. That, well, last Thursday, not this Thursday, last Thursday, I think it was Thursday or Friday, that him and Mr. Stillwell, this guy right here, he's an artist, him and Mr. Shannon Stillwell, I'm going to show Stillwell, Mr. Shannon Stillwell, they would not receive the same offers, okay, that the other gentlemen that you see crossed out that accepted their plea deals, they received horrible options, okay, and offers. It was horrible, okay, and I'm going to read the offers that was actually, offered to them, okay. I'll say it this way, okay. They wish they would have just had Young Thug's option. And Young Thug, remember what I said? His guilty plea deal was 40 years of prison, right? But it would be commuted as long as he does his 15-year probation. And one of the conditions, he basically has to not come to Metro Atlanta, anywhere of Metro Atlanta, for the next 15 years, okay? Between 10 to 15 years. I want to say 15 years. So they wish they would have had a deal like that. That's just how bad the deal that they were offered. It was horrible. It's horrible. Now, in regards to their deal, Shannon Stillwell and DeMonte, aka Yacht Gotti, this gentleman right here, okay, they, in the words of Yacht Gotti, they're taking it to trial. They did not like the option, and they demanded that their trial continues. They're gonna fight this out. Okay. So I couldn't be me. Okay. It couldn't be me. Why it couldn't be me? Because I'm gonna show a clip of Young Thug. Okay. Just to let you know how relieved Young Thug was, and he was like saying, I want to go home. And thank you, Judge. Okay, you've been the fairest judge out of the three. Okay, thank you, Judge. I'm just gonna show a clip of Young Thug just to kind of give you guys a how it has affected Young Thug. It affected him. And I'm gonna play a clip of Young Thug when he did his guilty plea, basically apologizing to the families and thanking the judge and saying that he's going to be a better man, a better person once he gets out. And he also stated how he has, prior to him being indicted and prior to him being locked up in jail, he had donated off of one show $1 million, okay, to a nonprofit organization. Then he donated another 1.4 million to 2 different breast cancer nonprofit organizations. These are things that he said that he did prior to all of this. And also in this clip, he stated how after he gets out, I don't know if he's going to do this or not, and the Judge Paige Whitaker, she did advise him, like, you don't have to do this, but Young Thug, the gentleman that I'm talking about right here, the clip I'm about to show you, he did state that because he knows this trial has been tasking on a lot of people, including the sheriff, including people in the court, that he was going to actually provide funding for the sheriff department. Okay, that is the energy that Young Thug was giving in this clip that I'm about to show you. Okay, he was not giving that take that to trial energy. Okay, he wasn't giving that energy. He was giving that, I just want to go home to my 6 beautiful kids. Okay, I want to go home to my beautiful kids, my beautiful girlfriend, my beautiful smart girlfriend Mariah the scientist. I want to just go home, please. I want to breathe. So I'm going to play this clip.
Yes, ma'am. I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, my managers, my kids that's not here. Really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just having so much time investing into this, and I am a smart guy, I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart, I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad. And it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you. And I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. I come from nothing and I've made something, and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me, because you made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both sides, you know. I'm sorry to the sheriff, you know, everybody, for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, you know, and I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, you know, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late. And maybe it was because I was, you know, probably on drugs or anything, I don't know. But I have came to my senses. I understand what I mean to this world. But I am a good guy, you know. I don't mind doing stuff like, you know, like free shows, and I always did that. You know, I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. You know, I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did like 2 or 3 shows that made like $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. Like, you know, I do things like I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anyone ever did from my side, you know. But I understand, you know, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you, I'm 100% changing that. You know, it's just, I'm older, I'm grown now, you know, and it's just like, I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. Like, I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go forever.
Well, I appreciate it. And
now, that is the energy. And hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. That's the energy that Young Thug was giving on the day of his guilty plea last week, right? But these 2 gentlemen that we're talking about today, they're not. They're very upset. They basically said, you know, we're taking this to trial. We're gonna move forward. We want this trial to go on, okay? Because the plea deal that they was offered, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. The first person, Shannon Stillwell. He goes by the name of SB. Okay, he was one. I don't know if you guys can see it. There we go. He was one that was offered a deal. Now, this deal, and hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. This is Politic Graham, and yes, I am really in in Georgia, okay? This is my page, okay? And the reason I use this particular picture as my profile, because I'm going to do a documentary. This is the street that is also an incident happened in regards to a person that was affiliated with Jeffrey Williams. Okay, he worked for Jeffrey Williams. Until this day, his case has been it has been unsolved. Okay, I'm not gonna say the person is just yet, but yes, this is Politic Graham. And going back to Young Thug. Okay, back to him. The YSL case, that is, because Young Thug is out. I want you guys to understand that Young Thug is out. Okay, but this gentleman, he's not. He's one of the 2 people that said, I want to move forward. Why? His name is Shannon Stillwell. This gentleman, you guys, I can't make this up. All I'm gonna say is this, okay? Because it's getting late. All I'm gonna say is this. This man, okay, he if convicted of all of his counts that is pertaining to him in this RICO trial, of YSL trial. He is facing 2 life sentences in addition, okay, in addition to 85 years. Did you hear what I just said? If he is convicted of all his counts pertaining to this RICO trial, he is looking at 2 life sentences and 85 years. Now, what was his deal? What was his darn... I'm getting so upset. Let me calm down. What was his deal that the prosecutors offered him, okay, that's part of the Fulton County District Office that's ran by Fonnie Willis herself, okay? His deal was 40 years, mandatory 40 years to serve with only a possibility of parole. What type of deal is that? What type of deal is that? Okay? Because in Young Thug's matter, his deal was, okay, 40 years, but 40 years commuted if you finish 15 years of probation. But Shannon Stillwell's offer was mandatory 40 years. Mandatory 40 years with parole as a possibility. What is that? Now, I'm going to give a full breakdown to Stillwell as well as the other person, Yacht Gotti, tomorrow. But I'm gonna talk about Yacht Gotti. We're not done. We are not done. Okay, with Yacht Gotti and with Stillwell. I want to say this, okay, because I'll talk about him tomorrow. I just can't do it. I'm gonna move forward. It's so much going on with Stillwell. It's not even funny. I see why Young Thug want to get out. Get out. Okay. Take it to trial. I don't know. Okay. Because I don't know if anybody can do 40 years in prison. And I darn sure don't know if anybody want to do 115. And yes, you heard right. That is what Yacht Gotti, aka Dimitri. Let me stroll down. This particular gentleman that we're talking about, DeMonte Kendrick. My apologies, DeMonte Kendrick. This gentleman, DeMonte Kendrick, he was offered. Let me stroll down. I want to be accurate. DeMonte Kendrick, aka Yacht Gotti, he's facing life plus an additional 115 years. I want to make sure you guys see that. I'm not making this up, okay? And shout out to you guys, okay? But DeMonte is facing, okay, if he is found guilty of all of his charges, okay, he's facing life. Hold on, you guys. One moment. Technical difficulties. But like I stated, he is facing 115 years. Oh, hold on one moment. Gotta make sure. Hold on, you guys. I don't want to lose connection. But in regards to DeMonte, aka Yacht Gotti, he's facing life plus. What? One moment. Oh no. Hold on, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. In regards to DeMonte, he's facing life in prison plus an additional 115 years. Now, what was his offer? His offer was to serve 20 years. No. His offer was 20 years with 15 years to serve, okay? Now, they didn't like that offer. They didn't like it, okay? Shannon didn't like the fact, hell, Shannon's case, let me show Shannon Stillwell. He was like, heck, I have to, the only offer you give me is a mandatory 40 years, and I have to serve, um, that's just with the possibility of parole. So I have to do mandatory 40 years to even, and then within the 40 years of me being incarcerated, I can only have the option of being a possibility of parole. And then in Gotti's case, okay, his option was 20, okay, and he has to serve 15 years. But I want to stroll back up. I'm going to stroll back up to the gentleman that I'm talking about, where they're together, okay? In DeMonte's case, he has to, if none of this, let's just say all this goes away. Let's just say, okay, and he's found guilty on all charges, okay? He's looking at, remember what I said, he's looking at, quote unquote, 115 years. Yeah. 2 life sentences. Yep. No. 1 life sentence plus 115 years. That is Gotti, aka DeMonte. Shannon Stillwell, if he is convicted of all his charges, he is looking at 2 life sentences in addition to 85 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but that's life. Like, you have, like, life, like, you're not getting out life, like. And what's so odd, this is what's so odd about this. That's why it goes back to, you have to, you have to be able to tell yourself, you got to be your own person, right? You can't go off of what these people in the world tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I didn't like about when it came down to this election, either side. I didn't like the fact they put celebrities in this to endorse, because none of these celebrities, I'm just going to be honest, none of these celebrities, they don't relate to real people. When I say real people, they do not relate to, you having to decide, do I pay my bill for lights to stay on, or do I have to go ahead and go to the grocery store to feed my child, okay, for groceries, okay? They don't understand things like that. So why do I have to actually listen to you as a celebrity? You're worth billions and billions of dollars for some. I'm not going to say no names. Or you're worth millions and millions of dollars. Who are you to tell me who to vote for? Like, for real, who are you to tell me to vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or Fonnie Willis or whatever? Who are you to tell me who to vote for when you don't live my life? When you don't struggle my struggles currently? You don't struggle the struggles that a lot of Americans, that a lot of people in this world have, okay? Because struggle is, when I struggle, I can't just run away from my issues and fly off to Hawaii, okay? Like celebrities do, or fly off to Paris, okay? I can't just run away from my problems. I have to deal with it, okay? And that's why I tell people, you have to be in control of your own life. You have to be in control of it. How do you be in control of it? You actually have to make a decision. Okay, and making decisions comes down to doing your own research, okay, and finding out yourself, your life, and being around positive people that will challenge you to lift you up, to make you a better person. And I say that to say, in regards to these 2 gentlemen with Shannon Stillwell, I'll say more about him, but I will say this: I gotta break it down with Shannon. With Shannon Stillwell, with this gentleman that's right here. With him, he was actually, his offer, he really didn't have an offer. But if he's convicted of all of his charges, okay, he's looking at, and let me make sure, I want to be fair, he's looking at 115 years. Okay? 115 years. But the real thing about what really got me with this gentleman, let me make sure I'm right, because nope. Kendrick, nope. Okay, Shannon, this gentleman right here, Shannon is the one that's looking at 2 life sentences and 85 years. The other guy, Gotti, is looking at one life sentence plus additional 115 years. It doesn't matter. It's still a lot. 85 years. I mean, come on. 85, really? Some people don't make it out. Some people don't even live to see 85 years. I'm just being honest. Heck, everybody's not going to make it. I'm just being honest. That's why you have to live every day to the fullest, stress-free. And that's why I say with the motivational that I always try to motivate myself, you know. That's part of what I was going to talk about later on with the motivational therapy, treating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Treat yourself every day. And just because you treat yourself, that doesn't mean spend money. That doesn't mean, quote unquote, spending money to get the treatment. You can treat yourself by challenging yourself to be a better person, right? And in regards to Shannon Stillwell, why do I mention him? With him, they actually brought an alleged lady that is in question, is an attorney that is supposed to be his wife. Okay, notice what I just said. Shannon Stillwell allegedly is married or was married to an actual attorney. Okay, how is it somebody that associates themselves so close to someone that they're an attorney, but they catch themselves in a position like this, right? It's so much to the point where they're looking at 2 life sentences in addition to 85 years, right? That's why I say you have to better yourself every day, and you have to do it in a sense that, you know, no matter what's going on around you, you got to stay in tune. You got to stay in a zone, and that is what Young Thug is going to have to do for the next 15 years, right? He's going to have to do that. And one thing people don't understand with Gunna, I want to talk about him, Gunna, if I can. Hold on, let me see if I have it. If I have it up. If I don't have the page up, I'm not going to discuss it. But with Gunna, let me see. With Gunna, with him, yep, I got it. Okay, with Gunna, this particular gentleman we're talking about, you guys should know who Gunna is. If you don't, I don't know what's going on. Who are you? And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. Thanks for coming in. We're talking about the YSL trial, Young Thug, okay? With Gunna, right? I just want you guys to understand when it comes down to, you know, what he went through, right? Because some people look at him and allegedly, when I say some people, allegedly, let me scroll up, make sure, yes, allegedly, Lil Baby and Lil Durk. We'll talk about Lil Durk tomorrow. I got a word for Lil Durk, you know, because you know he's locked up too for now. That's a whole nother story. But when Gunna got out, right, because he did a plea deal, and the plea deal that he did, you know, some people called him, you know, a snitch. Now, a lot of people unfollowed Gunna, aka Sergio Kitchens. A lot of people unfollowed him. And one of the people to unfollow him were Lil Baby, okay, as well as Lil Durk. Now, why am I mentioning Gunna when it comes down to being your own person? Anybody who knows Gunna, Sergio Kitchens, Gunna is, he just was hanging around the people, you know, like he did things. I'm not gonna say he didn't do things, you know, he did things. I mean, heck, they arrested him with Young Thug. I mean, need I say more? I mean, I did a video where I have actual video of him in the courtroom. He stated that the things that was in that car with him and Young Thug, that it wasn't his. So who was it then, Gunna? But I'm gonna leave that alone, okay? I'm gonna leave that alone, okay? But you standing on business though, but whatever. So with Gunna, I'm saying this. Now, after he's out, Gunna has not been seen in Atlanta. Gunna has not even been seen in Georgia. I'm serious. He's not. He's not been seen. And I say that to say, where will Young Thug go? Because the odd thing out of all of this, Gunna was not given a deal like like Young Thug. Gunna can still come back to Atlanta. He can still come back to Georgia, right? But when it comes down to Young Thug, he only can come to Metro Atlanta when it comes down to those special conditions for the next 15 years. Okay? And these are things I'm not saying Young Thug is going to have to do, but it's going to be very hard for Young Thug. It's going to be very hard to cut yourself away from all of the waves, okay? And Young Gunna was actually brought up in this guilty plea deal with Young Thug. The actual judge, she mentioned that Young Thug can only communicate with Gunna and be in the same space with Gunna if it is in regards to contractual binding or as far as business matters. But other than that, Young Thug can't even talk to anybody pertaining to this RICO trial that's out or free, and that's for even Lil Woody. You know what I'm saying? Like, Young Thug cannot communicate with these people. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, I'm sorry, but when it comes down to Young Thug, this is what he's going to have to do. And the reason I'm kind of sad about all of this is because what people don't understand, Young Thug, aka Jeffrey Williams, I want people to understand, with all of these individuals that I'm showing you, he helped these people, like Lil Baby, right? He helped Lil Baby. He financially helped Lil Baby. He financially helped Gunna. Had it not been for Jeffrey Williams and Young Thug, there wouldn't. And I'm gonna be honest. There would not be a Gunna. Okay, there would not be a little Baby. Okay, because Lil Baby, he's not the person that he was in the past, and I respect it. I respect him as a man. Okay, I respect him being the productive man that he is. Okay, and a lot of people kind of hounded Lil Baby and asking why didn't he go to the court to show his support for Young Thug. But like I stated, if people know the wrath of this person right here, I would not put anything past this lady, this district attorney. I don't put anything past her, okay? And I don't blame Lil Baby not for 1 minute not to show up at that court, because you can support and love somebody from a distance. And these are the things that Young Thug is going to have to do. I'm serious. You're going to have to support. You're going to have to figure it out, because now look at what happened to Shannon Stillwell. Okay? Shannon Stillwell and DeMonte, aka Yacht Gotti. No support at this point. And when I say no support, I mean to the point where they're not getting they're not getting a quote-unquote fair deal. So much to the point they had to turn the deal down, the offers down. Because Yacht Gotti, who would accept that? His deal was what? 1 life sentence. I don't know why I keep getting this mixed up. They both got a lot. His deal, Yacht Gotti, was 20 years to serve. Wait, 20 years and to serve 15, right? But with his case, if he's found guilty on all the counts, he has to do 1 life sentence in addition to 115 years, right? And and then to top it all off, he had the only guilty plea that he had, the deal, was he has to serve 15 years of the 20 years if he would have took it. Like, he wasn't given no 15-year probation. That's like, I don't understand that. So if you have to understand, you have to protect yourself. And that is why in the case of Lil Baby, I don't blame him. Lil Baby, I don't blame him, not for 1 bit. I would not show up to that court. I wouldn't show up anywhere near, I'm being honest, I wouldn't show up anywhere near Fulton County Court. I'm serious. I would not do it. Because this person, the district attorney here in Fulton County, she's looking for meat. She's looking for somebody for people, okay? Because she wants to go up. She wants to go up in range. Okay, she don't want to just be a district attorney the rest of her life. She wants to move up, just like Kamala Harris did. She wants to be that next person that goes up running for vice president, running for president. She wants to be the next person, okay? She wants to be that. And well, that's why I say you as a person yourself, you guys, and thank you for coming in. Please hit that like button. Please share. Please subscribe. You as a person, you have to tell yourself, you know, and that's what I respect about Lil Baby. People who don't know Lil Baby said it himself in the interview. That's one of the reasons he does not have tattoos. Okay, quote unquote, a lot of tattoos. Why? Because he said it is how society looks at you. This is the type of energy that this person right here has. And that's why you cannot judge a book by its cover. You cannot judge a book by its cover. If you guys only knew the things that Lil Baby has done for the city of Atlanta, in the community that he came from, in the same community that he was out there, quote unquote, in those streets per se, okay, he has done a lot. And I don't blame him for one bit to catch himself tarnish that. The things that he's done for his beautiful children, his family, his life. I don't blame him for not going to that trial, the RICO trial. I don't. Now, the issue that I have, though, I will say, since Young Thug got out, okay, Lil Baby still has not, he still has not became, you know, kumbaya with Gunna, okay, because, you know, some people, you know, consider Gunna a snitch. It is what it is. But with Lil Baby, he did, you know, give, you know, reach out to Young Thug as far as giving him, you know, his blessing. And I want to make sure I show you this, the actual, you know, note he left for Young Thug. The actual note that he left for Young Thug when he got released, okay? And this was the actual note on Instagram that he left for Young Thug, okay? It said, I miss you. Welcome home, my brother. Thank God you're able to get back to the fam in good health and spirits. Wish you nothing but billions, Jack. Hashtag whatever Wham say goes. Now, my thing is with Young Thug, I think Young Thug is gonna, I think he's still, you know, finding, you know, trying to, you know, get back in tune with, you know, the world. Young Thug response was this. Okay, let me stroll. This was his response to Lil Baby. He said, Wham, let's drop one of those rats, Peter. So now there, hopefully, I can't wait for them to do a song together, do some music together, because, you know, Young Thug has been locked up almost 3 years, right? He's been locked up for almost 3 years. And it's time to get to, you know, get to this paper that was lost, that he lost a lot of money. He did. And even with this trial still going on, because the two defendants, they did not accept any plea deals. They did not accept any plea deals. And the guys that I'm talking about are these gentlemen right here, these two gentlemen. Okay, that's not crossed out. They did not accept any plea deals. During this trial that has continued this week, I'll talk about it Friday, tomorrow. During this trial, it showed how much money was found at Young Thug's house. Millions of millions. Do you hear me? Of assets and money and stuff and things of that nature. This is all being put out in the trial that they decided to move forward, right? Now, back to what Young Thug said. He told Lil Baby, Wham, let's drop one of these rats, Peter. It's time to get back into this game. And I think with Lil Baby, in my personal opinion, some people might disagree with me, but I really think that Lil Baby is the one. It's kind of odd. It's funny how things change, because Young Thug was the same person that paid Lil Baby I think it was like 500,000. I'm not sure. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars just to stay out of the streets, because Lil Baby, if you guys have seen the documentary of Lil Baby, that's why I have, I look at him so different now. I really do. I really have the utmost respect for him. He doesn't even know me. But with him, he was able to turn $60, $40 to $60 within 1 week. He got it from different family members. It's in the documentary. He asked them, like one person gave him $20, another person gave him 10, and he was able to get turn that, flip it. Okay, flip $40 to $60. He flipped it. He came back within 1 week. I promise you, his relatives said they went into his room. They went into his room and they hand counted over $100,000. That is the type of person Lil Baby is. So people have to understand, when you're out there in the street, okay, some people actually like in the street making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, so just think about that. He was able to flip $60 into $100,000, and so Young Thug had to come in and double up, right? He actually, I forget the number it was, but it was over 100,000. He actually had to physically give Lil Baby I think it was 300,000, 500,000, like literally give him this cash and say, hey, I'm giving you this because you are talented, you are an artist. I want you off the street. Let's do this, okay? Let's do this. So had it not been for Young Thug, Lil Baby would still be out there. He really would. He would still be out there, out there in the street. So now look how things turn around. Now Young Thug is out, and now I personally feel Lil Baby and him can do some music together. I think Lil Baby he's not one of those people that's seen, he, like I said, this is the type of person, he doesn't believe in tattoos, like having a whole bunch of tattoos, because he said it's how society looks at you. That's how Lil Baby really acts and talks and how he moves, right? So I think, Lil Baby would be a good energy for Young Thug at this point, for him to come back into the city, into the world. Because what people don't realize, when you are locked up, be it if you're in jail or if you're in prison, when you come out, you have to regroup, okay? Because sometimes people can, you guys know this, sometimes you can actually end up becoming institutionalized, right? That's why you have a lot of people, they come out and they don't know how to deal with the world, right? Some people come out of prison and jail, they don't know how to live in the real world. They'll do something just to get back in, or they'll catch themselves doing something just to get back in intentionally, right? So that is why I say, in regards to, make sure I didn't delete anything, in regards to Lil Baby, it's much respect to him. I wish Young Thug nothing but the best, right? I just pray that he doesn't catch himself in any more, issues, because like I stated, this lady right here that I just showed you, I'm gonna keep talking about her. This lady right here, come to Atlanta and catch her outside. I'm just being honest. This lady right here, come to Atlanta. If you want to play them type of games, and you want to be to any of these so-called celebrities, to any of these so-called rappers, come to Atlanta and play if you want to play. Because she's ready. She's looking for more meat. Because this is the same person that did a huge indictment on the Donald Trump. This her. This is the same person that has cost this county millions and millions of dollars. And no cares in the world. Has no cares that millions and millions have been lost and costed the county. She doesn't care. It's on a whole other level for her. That's why I say I trust her. I really don't. And she is another person that was reelected Tuesday to do another 4 years. This is the city that we live in. But I say that's here, City of Atlanta, Fulton County. I mean, I think it was 70%, almost 70% of blacks. Well, I'm not going to say blacks. 70% of people voted for her to come back in as a district Fulton County, of Fulton County. And this is the same person that has caused Young Thug, and people will say, oh, Young Thug caused it to himself. No, I'm not going to say that. But this is the same person that caused these gentlemen to have a RICO trial for almost 3 years. 3 years. And the two gentlemen that are not crossed out, they are still going on with their trial. And I had looked it up in regards to Young Thug. I didn't even know it's been that long, but they said as of last Thursday, and I'm going to make sure I write that down. As of last Thursday, Young Thug had been in jail for 700 days. That was since last Thursday. Now, ask yourself this question. How long you think these two guys going to be in? And then to top it all off, these gentlemen, if they are found guilty on all counts, right? One person is looking at 115 years. Then the other person is looking at 85 years. That's your whole life gone. So this is why I think with Young Thug, he is going to have to start hanging around like-minded people. You can't help everybody. You can't help everybody, and you can't have everybody around you. You got to be your own man. You got to set the tone. And sometimes, you know, setting the tone could just be quote unquote, you know, like in Gunna case, people don't see him in Georgia no more. They don't see. I don't think you guys understand. People do. Ever since Gunna did that guilty plea, and that video came out of him, that video that he thought wasn't going to come out. People do not see Gunna anymore in Atlanta. They don't see him. Even if you look at his videos, his music videos that he does, where does he do them at? In California. Okay? Where does he? I'm just being honest. So this is the thing that in regards to Young Thug, I'm not saying be a Gunna. No. You're a grown man. He's older than Gunna. I'm not saying be Gunna. No. But I'm saying associate yourself if you don't want to just completely disassociate yourself from the rap world, the hip hop world, the entertainment world, you know, more so, you know, hang. I'm not saying hang, but you know, do business with Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Because Lil Baby, I think him and Young Thug, they're gonna have to unite even more. They're going to have to unite harder now, more so than ever, because, like I said, people are really watching. And when I say people are watching to see you fail. And that's with anybody. That's with anything you do in life. With you, if you are successful, you know, some people, they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see you grow as a person. They don't want to see you evolve. They don't want to see you elevate. They don't want to see you escalate not only yourself, your life. They just want to see you be in misery with them. And I think with Young Thug, he has 6 kids. I want him to win. And I want Lil Baby to continue to win. I really, really do. Now, Gunna on his own. Because Gunna, you know what? It is what it is with Gunna. Because Gunna couldn't even last. He didn't even last. I'm telling you, if you see what... Gunna was arrested May the 11th, 2022. Homeboy caught the plea December 14th of 2022. Gunna didn't even last. He didn't last. And if anybody say, oh, well, you go to jail. Well, you know what? I'm not doing the stunts Gunna did, okay? I'm not making music to say, oh, we'll take it to trial. I'm not doing that type of music, okay? And last but not least, I'm not doing the stunts that Gunna was doing. Okay, but my thing is this. If you want to live that life, you want to play that role, then you're going to have to stand on business and stand on business all the way, right? And that is why Young Thug said what he said in his tweet that he did right after he got out. He said a real plea deal, Jack. Okay, and basically when it comes down to plea deals as quote unquote the street world, I'll say it that way, okay? The street world is you don't sit there and do no dang plea deal before, you know what I'm saying? Like you tough that out. You tough it out. And like I said, in the case of Gunna, look, you see it for yourself. This is my information. I typed this up. This is my information. May the 11th, okay? He had to turn himself in regards to this RICO indictment, December the 14th, 2022, the same year, months later, he done already did what? Cop a plea. So, like I stated, I wish I say this, I wish everybody well, but let this be a lesson to everybody. Everybody's not in your circle. And some people will try to pretend to be in your circle just to get something off of you, right? And then some people would try to act like they're trying to support you, okay, and really trying to play you. And that goes back to even with the district attorney, okay, because what people don't know about this district attorney, I'm not sure if you guys know, with this district attorney, that's why she's not quote unquote directly active in this YSL RICO trial. She has other prosecutors, because when she first came to Atlanta, she was once a public defender herself. She represented an artist named Mondo, okay? She represented, and this artist was connected to Young Thug, okay? So this is why I say, I'm gonna go back to show you guys, sometimes it goes back to, like I said, sometimes people will act like they're for you when they're really against you. Like, I'm just being honest. So I wish Young Thug the best. I wish all of these people. I'm gonna stroll back down. It's not Fonnie. Fonnie say she gonna be all right. Fonnie say she is the district attorney for another 4 years, and she say catch me outside. Now, as far as the other people that I'm talking about, I wish these gentlemen nothing but the best. Okay, I wish Young Thug the best. Much powers to him. Nothing but blessings for him. I wish Marquavius, and the other Marquavius, there's 2 Marquavius. I wish them nothing but the best. And as far as this gentleman, this is just really sad. Before I get off, this particular gentleman, his name is Lil Raw. I think he was the youngest in this indictment. When he was indicted, he already is serving currently a life with no parole, life sentence. Okay, I think there's no parole. He's currently already serving life for a case that he was found guilty on. He was found guilty when he was 15, right? So now he is, I think he's 20. But anywho, with him, they commuted him out. He copped the plea. Part of his plea deal was everything was commuted because, like I stated, he's already locked up. And there he has attorneys, he has a public defender team. They are already trying to get that sentence reversed because he needs, I don't know what to say about Lil Rod. That's a whole nother story. I did a live about him. Mental health is real. Rehabilitation is real. And that's why I tell people, sometimes locking somebody up, that can make somebody worse, especially if you sentence them, a long time, and then they get out, and before they got in, they already had issues. Okay, before they got in, they already had some real serial issues, and then you give them prison time, and then you let they get out after 20, 30 years, you've already put another monster out there in the street. Why? Because when it comes down to this system, I'm so honest, you guys, they do not prepare these people to adjust back into society. So you have a lot of people out there in the world, need help. So that's why I say I wish Young Thug nothing but the best. I wish these gentlemen that did do a guilty plea, nothing but the best. My prayers goes out to them, because all of these gentlemen that did reach a guilty plea, I want to make sure I state this. None of them are out. The only person that is out is Young Thug. And that is why some people say the district attorney's office, they took a big L on this because they wanted Young Thug, right? Because they said Young Thug was the person over this quote unquote conspiracy activity, RICO, okay? It is his label. He's the co-founder of this YSL label. But they took a big L, right? Because like I stated, Young Thug is the only person that is quote unquote out. Now, his plea deal is a 15-year probation deal, right? It's a 15-year probation deal, and he has to oblige and finish this probation deal with no drugs. He got to go through he has to go get checked out, all of this, right? For 15 years now. 15 years. He has to have a clean slate for 15 years. If he has any mishaps, it's on site. Okay? It's on site. When I say on site, to the point where he will have to do the 40 years. Okay? He will have to do it. Now, in regards to like I said, he's the only one out, but my prayers goes out to these people, and I want people, as far as what I said I was going to discuss, I think I hinted on it as far as the topic. Let me make sure. As I hinted, and hello guys, thanks for coming in. Please hit that like button. This is Politic Graham. Today I talked about Diddy, talked about Young Thug, Kamala Harris politics, gave us all some motivational, therapy. Help us all. Help me. Even discuss in regards to the gag orders that Diddy's team has put out in regards to the witness, Courtney Burgess, right? And also the gag order that has been put out against the prosecution team, in the federal prosecutors, as well as a gag order was also put on Diddy's team as well. Okay, so I did discuss that. Also discuss how, as you can see, yes, Donald Trump has won. It's 91% as of today has been reported. Donald Trump won by 294 electoral votes. Kamala Harris lost by 223. But like I said, the votes are still coming in. If you live in Georgia, you know what I mean. Also, I want to make sure I stated everything. I think that's about it. Oh, I always say this at the end of every live. I always say this just for for myself and everybody. The first thing, eliminate the if and focus on the present. Number 2, focus on self, not others. Number 3, tell yourself, I will learn something new every day. Number 4, I will not get upset at what I don't have and can control, and what I can't control. And also this, advocate for yourself and speak up, because nobody else will speak up for you. If you don't speak up for yourself, who will? Thank you so much, you guys, for coming in tomorrow. I'm gonna just see what I'm gonna talk about. Look, we might, like I stated, I got a lot to talk about with this guy. Okay, like I stated, with Shannon Stillwell. Make sure I show who I'm talking about. We're going to talk about some more in regards to this Young Thug YSL. I don't know why I'm saying Young Thug. In regards to this YSL trial tomorrow. Also, I wanted to have a conversation about Lil Durk. Okay? Because people haven't talked about Lil Durk since he's been arrested. Okay? Yes, he's in a whole lot of mess. It's worse. I think Lil Durk's, what Lil Durk has going on, I think it's worse. I think it's worse than Young Thug. I really do. I could be wrong. But that's some of the things we're going to talk about. And also, you guys, this is a place that welcomes all parties, genders, races, cultures, welcomes anybody. And I thank you guys for coming in. Shout out to everybody that came into the live. Thank you so much. Michael, thank you so much. Louise, thank you so much. I'm just going to skim through. Thank you so much, Narendra. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you so much, Eyes of Art. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you so much, Susie. Thank you so much. It's a lot of people in here. I'm going to, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to Cha On Demand. Shout out to, ooh, it's a lot. Shout out to I Am Jacob. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in, everybody. Everybody who has came into this live, always remember that I respect that the fact that you come in and that you listen, that you actually you subscribe to me, you listen, that you put something in the chat. You know, this is a platform that, you know, I'm new. And shout out to Mr. Newman. Shout out to Mr. Newman. And last but not least, congratulations to all that came in. Okay, and on that note, this is Politic Graham, and always remember to have a peace of mind and always stay in peace. And this is Politic Graham. Thank you so much. Shout out to you all. And once again, for two purposes, this is my content. This is my content, YouTube, okay? And as I stated, this is fair use copyright disclaimer. This is my content. And this is Politic Graham. And check it out.